Welcome. We're Table Goth, a group of tabletop gaming enthusiasts and gothic aficionados. We're here to play our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Taste of Youth. Today is episode 2 of season 4 of our final season.
What?
I don't know.
Alright.
Maybe. Speaking of which, this game, they might want to be their final season because a lot of bad things happen to them. And a lot of these bad things could be disturbing to the audience. So take care of yourself. Your discretion is very much advised as we deal with things in sort of an unpredictable fashion. It could be upsetting. On that note, moving forward, let's do our introductions and hop into this, starting with...
Hey, I'm Bexy Bro. I'm playing Herb Mollis, the kid.
I'm Mandy Morose. I play Jordan Quick, and she's a Malkavian.
I am Metal Chocobos. I'm playing Elijah Buchanan, and he's a Bruja.
I'm Ms. Petty Dreadful. I'm playing Evelyn Gibson, and she's a Toreador.
I am Bully, I am the storyteller, and this is Taste of Youth. Last time we picked things up at the Rally, which is sort of St. Louis's Anarch answer to the Elysium. There, some of our coterie, some being Herb and Evelyn, spoke with the Barons, getting a personal introduction into the politics of the city. Brianna, the head Baron in charge, once again praised them and looked forward to working with them. They weren't the most clear on their plans, but they have their support of the Barons of the city. They learned that there is a French Toreador family, the De Rosiers of Lafayette Square, are sponsoring a coterie that consists of classmates they thought were dead, killed the night of the Sabbat attack when they returned. Meanwhile, Elijah's mind came under assault by Miles, who commanded him to wait outside, let him handle Lily, and Lily was all too pleased to erase his memory of her embrace after all the times he took liberty with her memories.
Hey, twice.
And then Miles, Essie, Connor, and Lily were introduced to the Rally, only to be cut short by a series of cell phone alerts concerning violent outbursts taking place at various concerts that were happening simultaneously across the city as part of the Endless Summer series, which is hosted by a company connected to the vampires who turned these people. Barons were encouraged to go check on their domains, but avoid law enforcement, as Second Inquisition is usually within the ranks. Herb learned from Delisle that Amaya of the Ministry, aka the Chancellor, took special interest in their experimental vampire drug Blush. Coterie then went towards the pageant, part of Elijah's domain, to help with the disaster. Checking in on some fleeing and bloody people, they learned that a fight broke out that seemed to be caused by kindred from the description. Herb spotted a Nosferatu trailing a group leaving the scene. They decided to carefully approach. Jordan scared him away, and they gave chase. And they learned that it was a freshly embraced kindred named Max. They brought him back to the High Point Haven, managed to calm him down, and kept him safe for the evening. Wendy contacted the Nosferatu of the city, who agreed to take him in, as well as revealing her own Nosferatu bane for the first time to the group. Max was warned about getting involved with the wrong kindred, and he promised to keep in touch with the coterie, though he was interested in what other vampires who were cursed like him, the Nos, could teach him. The next evening, Loki came by to pick up Max, cashing his favors with Jordan and Evelyn, asking them to entertain a kindred investor that was coming into town, a Hakata. He also asked Herb for more time to solidify their deal, because Herb had no idea, but Loki's operations have been messed up recently somehow. And he also suggested they begin planning to work together to take down the Abyss before he destroys all of their plans. The next evening, Arabella texted Elijah asking to talk. Max was sent on his way. Jordan met with the coven. Evelyn went with her, but then was sent off as Jordan had a lot to discuss with the trio at the coven. She had a premonition that showed the group of their former classmates, sort of shadows behind them, with the answer as shadows behind that group, as well as shards of glass forming some sort of serpentine that was encompassing all of them. And then she was asked by Scarlet to take charge of the club along with Zoe, and to build the Bahari in the absence of Scarlet, Mizuki, and Nora. Scarlet was particularly interested in recruiting the Nereids, and having Jordan create more Malkavians, as well as bringing in some of the newly embraced kindred from the previous evening's attacks. After spending the entirety of the night going over specifics with Jordan, she showed her an example of the power Lilith could give them as she basked in the morning sun.
That's dope. Do it.
And that is where we will pick things up with Elijah.
No. I go to bed.
Okay. 2 down.
Where was I headed? I was headed to talk to
Arabella texted asking.
I
if
know,
she could
but
talk.
I was
You were gonna go talk
to the Bruja, the real
Yes.
Bruja,
Layla.
Layla. Okay.
And then I from the coven was headed to
Yeah. Okay.
same area, but to talk to Margaret.
So yeah, I'll be heading to Layla, and I got the text from Arabella. So I got the text back. Can't meet now. Too many eyes on me. Are you okay? Question mark.
You get back a no. Could really use someone to talk to right now.
If I go to you, I'm putting you in danger.
Let's go somewhere safe then.
I don't have anywhere safe. You?
She says, okay then.
Okay. I will proceed to Layla's.
Okay. Where are you going to find Layla? You know, the loop is generally her domain. She can usually be seen out and about, but she doesn't really have a specific spot where she...
Well, didn't we see her a couple times outside of,
Yeah, she likes to sort of hang out in front of the Tivoli.
Yeah.
Because that's Margaret's place, just to sort of...
Fuck with her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll head there first.
Yeah. Sure enough. Actually, give me an, oh, that's my bullshit. Give me a wits investigation.
Where? Shoot your gun in the air. Yell out for Layla.
Use that last bullet.
2 successes.
So she's not hanging out in front of there. It seems like, I mean, this is still sort of
Underlock.
just a little bit hectic. It's not like a super strong police presence or anything, but it's not like a normal night in the loop. There's not a lot of people out unless there's some people gathered around the pageant, which is where the attack happened. Sort of more of a vigil type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of scanning the crowd, you don't immediately spot her.
I'll go to the vigil, see if I can see her there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's where I assume one of the places we'd have looked around. And
Yeah.
you don't spot any sign of her, no.
I'll text Ellen. I can't find her. She's not outside Tivoli, not at the vigil, at the pageant.
Soul taco?
Don't you delete this number.
Done.
Oh. Any
Your willpower back.
Thank you.
I hate this game. I have nothing else to do. Probably just gonna head back to High Point.
I would say, did you check out the inside of the pageant to assess.
Is it open to people?
You
You have ways of. I mean, that's you have connections through the Fine Arts
Should go
National
main.
Group to
Okay.
Chan.
sort of have
Yeah.
free reign of the place.
I will use that.
He just has control of shit there.
Yeah, you're able to
shit.
go in. You're immediately met by Frank, who's there, sort of doing damage control. Sir,
Evening, Frank. I'm looking for Layla. Have you seen her around?
she was here not that long ago. I can get some eyes on her if you'd like.
If you don't mind, that'd be great.
On it. Obviously, inside the pageant, there is quite a bit of a police presence.
Right.
A lot of evidence being taken, things being set up. Most of the press has been contained outside. So I could try to set you up with different quarters for the evening. It's probably going to be less than ideal here for the next
Yeah, that's
week
fine.
or so.
That's fine. I'll probably crash at High Point again tonight.
Okay. I will. Where should I tell Layla to meet you? I think she'd probably purposely be avoiding this spot.
Sure. I don't want to meet her in the loop. I feel like there's too many eyes on us. Have her meet us at the trap house.
Or where will you be so I can get a message to you?
Talking to Arabella. Oh.
Frank, kill him. Step out of the shadow.
The setup. I'll be at the jazz club, blues club. That's in the loop, isn't it? No, it's not.
Which one? Jazz at the Bistro is probably the St. Louis's biggest jazz thing. That's in Grand Arts District.
I'll go there.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
What would you be up to after you'd be dismissed rather quickly from the coven?
Yeah, I'll also go down to the loop and go to the Tivoli to just check in with Margaret.
Okay.
Just as like a more of like I guess a courtesy than anything I can really do, but
Yeah, you go. You're led right in to see Margaret. Seems to have been expecting you. As you go in, you could see what was her name?
Leah.
Leah. Yeah, is there taking notes, and yeah, she's the one who lets you in. Sort of finishes up with her clipboard, and hey,
Hey,
lot to do. We should catch up sometime though.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then she nods and quickly takes her leave, leaving you in Margaret's office, which is now nicely restored from her tantrum when she destroyed it before and killed her last assistant.
Yes.
Slaughtered.
Evelyn, my dear, take a seat, please. And she actually stands to greet you and sort of kisses you on the cheek.
I'll reciprocate.
Kiss
Yeah.
of death.
But you know, usually it's her looking down at whatever she's doing and not even
Yeah.
glancing at someone, so
Mhm.
getting a lot more respect. As you should.
My influence went up on my sheet, so that
Yep.
tracks.
Yeah, she's just looking at a few things. Lots going on. Tell me, what is it you're up to? What's the reason for your visit?
We were checking on the pageant. I think Elijah's going to go speak with Layla. She mentioned that on our way out, so brouhaha to brouhaha. I think they're going to talk. But we were checking out. I wanted to make sure everything was all right here.
As alright as they can be. And obviously, you're aware of the gravity of the situation and the tragedy that's befallen this city. Unfortunately, it seems to be vampiric in nature. Usually something bad happens and it's humans doing human things. This is now all problem. We'll see how everyone wants to react. I'm personally not interested in a flood of brand new, out of control kindred, but this isn't Camarilla. I can't just deal with them and do damage control in the same way I would like to. But still might be opportunity here. The other barons are going to be very busy. which means we can continue on with some of our plans uninterrupted. One of which, actually, your home, former home.
Yes.
The museum project.
Yes.
I'd like you to take the lead on that. I've been thinking about sort of a documentary about your family to sort of drum up some interest, and that sort of thing. Obviously, your grandfather has history in the industry and whatnot, but something that those outside of the circle would have interest to. Again, just to drum up support, investors and whatnot.
I had an idea for an exhibition for opening night
Go
as
on.
well. I was thinking something along the lines of the sublime and the beautiful. We take. Fuck you.
I'm not there.
I can hear it. Taking, these. I'm fond of genre. Taking these kind of old props from horror films, these sort of sublime, horrifying creatures alongside the more beautiful aspects of film. Kind of having that be our motif for the opening night.
I'm having trouble visualizing it, but I trust your vision.
Have you seen The Shape of Water?
I have.
So you have the monster and the beautiful woman. Sort of playing along those lines, that old trope, and seeing what we can do with it.
All right, I'm sold. Move forward with that. I would still like the documentary to follow.
Of course.
And there's been it's a lot of setbacks with the house. Just routine things that are just going awry. We've had some injuries and just some construction issues, really. Things that are happening enough to be an annoyance. I don't know if it's the company or what, but I'd like you to take a more hands-on approach.
Can do
See
that.
what the hell's taking so long, because we're quite behind schedule.
Yeah, I wanna, out of character, I think I told Margaret that we're pretty sure there's a ghost there. Okay.
She didn't seem
She
too,
didn't seem
too
like it.
phased or worried
Okay,
about
that's
it.
fine. Okay. Evelyn is. Okay.
Also, I'm glad you brought up Elijah. As you know, we made him Baron over you to take advantage of his band's popularity. If he's insistent upon throwing it away, we will need a replacement. Personally, I prefer his new direction. I like where he's going. I heard some of his music. It's not bad. I hated his old stuff. But I don't really need a personal crooner. We need someone with influence over the youth of the city. You know? Someone who can wield power over a unique subculture that I've not yet tapped into. So, and also we didn't hurt to have a bruiser on our side in case things got messy. Now, as the tides are shifting, I'm not sure exactly how to best utilize him. Ideas?
What do you see this role being as far as the youth of the city? Is that
The youth. Steeltooth was... and he'll never replace Steeltooth. Steeltooth has had lifetimes to perfect his art, and he's performed under many aliases, and he's a legend in his own right. And Elijah's simply too young to even come close to the centuries of experience needed to really, match his musicianship. And that's not even the problem, like I said. We sort of saw this as an opportunity to maybe out with the old and with the new, which is something our clan isn't great at sometimes. A lot of us are quite old-fashioned. Romo and Remy, they have more of a finger on the pulse of what's new and hip, but they're so out there that's not really mainstream. Mainstream is what we don't really have at this moment. And that's what we would like. Now, I'm not sure if Elijah's even really attached to his position. He seemed quite hesitant to even accept it. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's a way we can better utilize him. If you see him going through this while he deals with things, and maybe he can go back to tapping into that subculture, or if you think it's a lost cause and we should be looking for a replacement. Elijah himself has done nothing wrong to where I don't really need to punish him, so to speak, or else he would be out and I'd be done with it. So that's why I'm coming to you to see if there's a delicate way to handle things, or if you think there's a way to salvage it. I did put you in charge of this after all.
I think Elijah agreed to the baronship with the understanding that it was temporary while we filled a role for Steeltooth. I'm not sure. I mean, he loves playing music, but I think
I was hoping he was more ambitious. Who wouldn't seize a opportunity like that, you know? Go on.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I just don't think Elijah's not a climber. He's sort of, I think there's kinds of artists who are content in their niche. They perfect that craft, and he's definitely good at what he does, but I don't know that he is chasing the next thing, as it were.
So what is your suggestion? Are you not able to guide him towards chasing something more beneficial to our organization?
Can I be blunt, Margaret?
She thinks about this.
Can I roll?
Do you want to?
You may speak your mind, respectfully, of course.
I could turn Elijah into a climber, but I already am one. And I understand there's a musical niche he's filling, but if you want someone with influence over the youth, I certainly have it.
Do you? I understand you enjoy the old-fashioned. It's what I like about you, but I'm not sure it's popular in the mainstream.
No, but there is everything old is new again.
That's always been a thing. Not sure that wields the same influence as a nationally recognized band, but if you think you're up for the challenge of cultivating the same amount of influence dear Elijah had, who am I to say no? Consider this your trial run. I'm eager to see what you come up with.
I won't disappoint you.
Don't bring this up to Elijah yet.
All right. The rest of the coterie?
There goes the command. Whatever you see. Whatever you think is best. Actually, if you need to tell Elijah, you can. If you think it will help you with your rise. I don't need you working against each other. It'd be more impressive if you get them to work for you.
All right.
All right. Anything else from me?
No, I believe that's it.
Okay.
All right.
You have a good evening.
You too.
All right, she'll stand again, and I'll show you to the door. She'll open the door for you and let you go.
I go.
Okay. Herb.
So,
After seeing Max off, having your conversation with Loki, everyone else sort of scattering, is there anything you wanted to accomplish that evening?
yeah, I needed to feed because I was a little hungry. And then I needed to go. I was going to try to see if I could get in contact with Maya.
Okay. How hungry are you?
300.
I'll say if just looking to do a normal feeding for two, you take some of the night to sort of set up. Your business is doing pretty well. It's not too hard to get a hold of people. sell them things that are on your preferred dosage, and then feed from them. So you can have a standard feeding this evening, no problem.
Yep.
How are you going to go about getting a hold of Amaya?
It's a great question.
You would know her. Well, yeah. What are you going to do?
What is Amaya clan-wise?
Ministry. Formerly moonlighted as Malkavian before the revolt.
Yeah, I don't think we know anybody like that. I guess I would reach out to. Let's see, who would know something like this? I guess I'll talk to Wendy, see if she has any contacts who might be able to get me in touch with Amaya.
Sure. Yeah. Wendy's at the high point, as per usual. And you're just saying you need to get in touch with Amaya?
Yeah, just looking to catch up with her. I've heard some things. She's got some. Sounds like we might have aligned interests.
Maybe. Amaya's one of the newer players in the city. I'll give her that. Ministry, though. What do you know about him?
Not much. I think in our stint here, I don't think we've really run into any of them.
Yeah, they used to be
Rare.
outside of the whole Camarilla Anarch thing. Ministry, they're up until recently, they were called the Followers of Set, as in like the Egyptian god of death. Most people do the whole Cain as the father of vampires and whatnot. They trace their lineage to him. And they were very much like a religious cult type of thing. Rituals, religion. The whole thing is temptation. They're real good on luring the masses. Even better now that they've rebranded. It's kind of hard to sell the whole death god Egyptian mythology thing. That's why they're the ministry now. Any faith will do. It's usually their way of reaching people. They're generally seen as, well, like any kindred, approach with caution. Their thing is, temptation. Getting people to do things that might not be so good for them. Actually, if you were to stereotype a kindred that would be in your line of work, it'd be them. Dealers, pushers, all that stuff.
Right. Okay.
The one here, they've set up sort of in the higher education sort of thing, though, which is interesting. But, yeah, I could get you in touch with them. She holds a pretty formal domain. Washington University, being obviously the biggest and nicest university in the city, is where they call home.
Sure.
But there's a place, give me a second, she pulls out some papers. The Coil. It's like this night coffee, jazz, poetry, things college students are into, you know. That's usually where they meet with regular folk. Her coterie, what's the one? The professor. Jonas Schreiber. He at the very least is found there, if not the rest of them. Yeah, I'd go there. Ask around. If you don't find them, they'll find you.
Right.
But I have to say I know the least about them individually than anyone else here, especially Barron's. She's quite the mystery. Haven't heard anything bad about her, but nothing good either.
Yeah. Apparently she had a special interest in some of what Junior's concocting. So, just gonna feel out what her situation is.
I'd say the Coil's your best bet. Be careful. Take someone if you have to. But also, they're not the type to do anything to upset the balance. At least not overtly.
Sure. Okay. Useful as always, Wendy. Thank you. And I'll start to head over to the coil, I suppose. Out of the people I have available, it's like Junior, Pops. Is there somebody else that came over from the Thin Bloods?
Smoke.
Caller.
Right, got cut off. And then you succubus. You
What?
You suck abyss?
stuck the abyss. I made a strong term. You stuck the
I
abyss
thought
on
you were
the
trying to
other
say
two.
succubus.
That's what I thought too.
No,
I was like,
you
Succubus.
stuck the abyss on the other Thin Bloods.
Hey, for
Whatever
once,
reason,
it's not you.
Also,
I need.
fuck you.
I'm gonna make you happy.
you could have just glossed over and she would have been happy.
Ah, you're not here.
Neither are you.
Yeah, I'll.
Don't.
Call this?
Do I? He doesn't pick up for me though. I tried calling him a while ago.
You might now.
Yeah, no, I'll head to the coil.
Okay.
Bad.
I don't like this energy.
What? You don't like it?
Self-righteous and completely unfounded.
What?
His energy.
Oh.
Oh.
Read the room, man, dude.
Ooh.
He's just whispering over to himself. That's what I didn't like.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Let me be more vocal. I swear you don't want that.
Wait, what? What did you say? What dog?
I said I should have covered.
Oh,
Shit.
I'm gonna get a sample before I go over there though.
Sample blush?
Yeah.
Okay. You could get that. Your stock is sort of, you're out of stock essentially. You can get one, but yeah, they're trying to whip up another batch. Obviously, they try to push out as much as they could at the rally. But yeah, you look up the coil. It's easy enough like just to find on Google. It's sort of this sort of hipster place north of Forest Park, not too far from WashU. Sort of this old brick house building turned sort of this night lounge. You'd be vaguely familiar, actually. You're into the pill game. That's sort of what got you into this. This is definitely a place people go to get some very quality things. But it's not sort of your corner deal thing. It's you have to keep your cool, and they run a tight ship there.
Sure.
But also a lot of the poets of the city or the intellectuals and activists sort of hang out here, and there's a lot of just discussions that happen. It's seen as a very like intellectual, cool place to be among like the rich people who have nothing to do but talk about problems rather than really being too affected by them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you go in, see the place, which has this and the sign, there's a discreet coil where it's sort of a snake wrapped around the L. And it sort of has a bit of a Middle Eastern vibe to it, too. Not a specific, like a generic Middle Eastern type of thing, to where you could tell it's not necessarily like one heritage being at play here. A little bit of Egyptian, Persian, Turkish, Iranian sort of melded together. They're specifically known for their Turkish brew coffee. It's supposed to be the best in the city.
Yeah, I'll just kind of head in up to the bartender and kind of say, "Hey, man, this place is pretty cool. I'm actually here looking for somebody I think might work in the operations. Jonas Schraber."
Yeah, there's a girl, sort of a big beanie on, thick glasses. Oh, the professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be given a talk in a little bit. I don't know if he's set up yet, though. Are you one of, like, the newcomers who was told to come here? Like, one of the fresh?
No, I'm kind of mildly fresh. So, I'm just here to check things out. I hear
Mildly
there's-
fresh. Okay, yeah. Chill out here a sec.
Sure.
And yeah, she'll sort of go to the back of the kitchen area. A moment later, see a man with a short, well-groomed beard and long hair in a ponytail. Very handsome, dark Middle Eastern complexion. Extremely piercing eyes. Remember this sort of like with Amaya too. Like you almost like there's something about him when you see them. You notice their eyes immediately, and you catch yourself staring like unwittingly before you sort of come to your senses and are able to take in them as a full figure. Yeah. See, approaches, sort of clasps his hands together, looks at you, just stares at you for a moment. Not sure what he's looking at, like he's trying to like look into your soul. Herb, come with me. And he'll sort of step around and lead you through.
Alright. Get on it.
He will take you upstairs, actually.
Mhm.
And where you see there's the second floor seems to be sort of more of like a discussion area. There's like curtained off like tapestries and like pillows and like conversation pits and whatnot. It takes you up another floor past that, where it seems to be still sort of in the residential setup, like the building probably originally was. And he'll take you to one of the rooms and open it to where you will see Amaya. So on this sort of a simple traditional wear. She stands to greet you, as does a larger man, also Middle Eastern, with an even larger, huge beard. But he's impeccably dressed. And the one who led you there closes the door behind you. Goes, I'm Mutaz. This is Qasim, refers to the larger man. I'm sure you know the Chancellor. Amaya Asmani.
Oh. Yeah,
You were asking for Jonas. I assume we will do for now.
Yeah, no. Just looking for yourself. I can't point to Maya. Actually, but I didn't have a mutual contact, and somebody had told me perhaps Jonas would be around here. But come to meet with you. It's a pleasure to meet your
Please
acquaintances.
sit. Some
Take a seat.
low seats to sit around. You can see, even though you're very much in their domain, sort of a strange place, she still seems kind of nervous, timid even. She often glances at the others for like to check in almost, or for guidance. We have she speaks, a very busy evening ahead of us, but we figured we would make time for you. I'm very interested to know why you have come, and I am glad you have come as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, mostly I just, rally last night was kind of cut short with the craziness that happened. But I had heard you took a special interest in some of this, and I pulled out the little thing of blush and sat down.
Yes, I'm with this Kazim. Clears his throat. We've not seen anything like this. Not seen this. Rumors, of course, and things with. To call it what it is, drugs for kindred. It's interesting. We wanted to know more. We are well versed in drugs for the kind. That little thing. It was something. I sampled some myself. I've not experienced anything like it.
Out of game. Have you told me about Kasim
I told you
and
like twice.
what to do? You're
Yeah.
gonna do about it? Okay.
Because I asked you to help me because then you would have Washu as your domain. And you're like, that's starting off. I don't trust you. And I go, fuck you.
Just a short little recap.
Yep.
Couldn't remember if that was okay. Alright. I'm gonna glance and say, yeah, it's new ground for sure that we're breaking over in my labs, but it seems that, we could potentially be allies of some amount of power. I mean, when you enter into a market like this with no competition and no real comparison in product level, it's certain challenges that we'll need to get through, and a network of, source points and distribution is something I'd be very interested in. It seems that you are already well positioned to have, at least in the city.
Kasim will go, yes, we're doing quite well in our market shares. But, again, untapped potential. We seem to have come out of nowhere with this. I was curious. And even more curious is your business partners.
The circulatory system.
That I've not heard of.
Yeah.
I was talking about the mortal.
Oh,
Delilah.
Yeah.
Pleasant young woman. But you seem... I mean, we use mortals, obviously, for distribution and whatnot, but the way she talks, she's right up there with you.
Yeah, no, she's more than just a business partner. She's very important to our operation.
So, he'll look to Mataz, a much more handsome one. So why do you do this? Why do you deal? Money? You talked about power? Or just, this is a business for you?
It's a lot about experience.
Bullshit.
Most people out there are limited by, the experiences of your natural brain and the things that you can't see with sober eyes. I want to let people unlock, the various states of being that you need chemicals and other fun things to get to. And one of the banes of our existence is that we're somewhat limited in our ability to do that.
With this, you sort of look at each other. Kazim, so you're a hippie is what you're saying. Nothing wrong with that. I'd just like to know who I'm working with.
Yeah, no, it's all about allowing people to experience things. And if I make a lot of money doing it, all the better.
It's Mataz. The other barons, they want you and your friends to be a beacon for the new flock that was just spilt on our doorstep, I'm sure. They think it is our duty as immortals to take an active part in shaping our worlds. I believe those who came before us lived long enough to understand that people are going to do what people are going to do. There's nothing as inherently unethical about this as most seem to believe. All actions have consequences at some point. Why not allow people to learn from them? And they never learn if you make all the decisions for them. We are strong believers in people forging their own paths. And like you said, whether that path is a chemical or otherwise. If they're able to experience all parts of the psyche and come out to the other side intact, is that not true immortality?
I like what you're saying. I agree. We don't need to go in and control these new kindred. We didn't need to be controlled by anybody. We're clearly doing fine. If any example we're setting, that should be the one that we're going to set.
Because you say the straight and narrow rarely makes an interesting or enlightened individual. And that's the first time Amaya would sort of pipe up. We are defined by what tempts us. And you, Herb, you seem comfortable playing in the shadows and bringing Immortal with you along for the ride. It's a dangerous game. But one that if you come out of it, I think you'll find yourself leagues above the rest of us. This duality is a great strength. So look at each other. Kazim some will. I think we all like you, Herb. And if you have come to us with a business proposition, we are all ears.
Excellent.
You gonna kill this guy?
So, to be clear,
I just wish I had good moments.
part of what the
Anything positive.
circulatory system agreement was that I manage all the business in St. Louis and they just help distribute it out and do things outside of St. Louis, right?
Mm.
And the deal with Loki was he was going to help me distribute product and he would also help appease the circulatory system by doing some of the more
Nasty.
uncouth
Some of the
things that I didn't-
resonance that requires
Icky stuff.
pain and fear. And
Yeah,
things
that
like
kind of stuff that I didn't
Gross.
really want to get my hands in. So these guys would be relatively analogous and a replacement for Loki. So I would be, I would say, sole rights to distribute Blush through your dealers. We'll still manage the production. That's what I'm offering you. Of course, I think we'll both have a lot to gain from it. I'll of course be you'll be purchasing the product, of course, but I can guarantee that no other kindred dealers out there are getting the product besides you.
True. I don't know where else we would get something as unique as this. I'm curious how it is created, but I wouldn't tell you if we knew. So, I won't ask the same of you.
Of course, this would just be locally. I've mentioned, to be completely transparent, I've made deals with the circulatory system to take it naturally.
That is fine with us. We're mostly concerned with local. Mostly concerned with the kind, actually. Obviously we have much respect for our Baroness, the Chancellor. We're not sure where we fall on bringing this directly to them. We'd like you to be the face of this. But we would like to do distribution to the mortals.
So,
Mostly because we're not going to ask you how you make it or what it really does. Obviously, we don't know about it in case something goes wrong with it. We can handle if it goes wrong with the kind. If it goes wrong with the other kindred, it's going to be on you. You understand?
alright.
Unless you want to give us the full details of your product, then we can confidently sell it. But I'm fine not knowing if you're fine taking the downfall if it goes wrong.
I think that sounds acceptable to me.
Okay. This is a good first step. As I said, as my chancellor said, we have a lot to do, unrelated to this. But I would like to shake on this, make it official. And if there's anything else we need to know, you let us know.
Yes, and I kind of go to shake hands.
Yeah. You'll give your hand a firm handshake. So the others will sort of stand as well. And
Nod and say, well, now that we are business partners, I think I have something I need to tell you.
exchange glances for a moment.
There's those out there that wish to see your business fall. And I know exactly who they are. And they've scorned me as well. I will ask that in order for both of our businesses and goals to thrive, assistance in ridding me of this problem. A man named Loki.
They exchange looks, both of them looking at Amaya. You are at war with the Nosferatu?
Not an open war with the Nosferatu.
The Nosferatu do not believe in open war.
Loki's been undermining me ever since I've made my scene here and made the place I've made. He's been looking for ways to manipulate me and steal those things I'd consider assets. He currently was trying to make a deal with me, one that I was less than enthusiastic to take. We haven't sealed it, because he hasn't held up his end of the bargain for it yet. But he plans to have one of you assassinated. I can glance over to his scene. Or Kasim, sorry. Yeah. Nice.
Loki wants me dead.
He does.
With this, Mataz. Yeah, have you met with the other Nosferatu?
No, I haven't done anything of the sort. I do have some contacts in Nosferatu, but it seems that Loki is going to try to do something very dumb. Potentially put someone that I kind of care about in a lot of trouble.
Maya will go. Who else do you know in the Nosferatu?
She's not a town. But she prefers to keep her profile in St. Louis. Loki. Sorry. And I have another contact in there as well. One of these fresh blood. We've just sent him there.
This, Amaya says, will take a bit of time. The Nosferatu are well rooted in the city. There's a reason you've probably only met Loki. He's the bottom rung. The others, I'm very hesitant to make enemies out of. If this is specifically just him, we may be able to manage. If the Nosferatu, as a clan, want to interfere, we are in trouble. You have not met the rest, but they are not to be crossed. Loki may come across as, I describe him as silly. The others I have a healthy amount of fear for. His sire in particular.
Who's his sire?
They all come from one Nosferatu that they call the Nest. I have not seen she, it, him, I'm not sure what. I just know it as the Nest. Never witnessed it personally. But it is uncanny what they know. We run a very tight ship here. And yet, it is like they have just an open book to all our information. And I know we don't have leaks. This is good to know. But we should approach delicately.
I've had some plans. I've had some ideas of how to have Loki's demise not fall upon me.
That would be best if it falls on none of us. The less connected we are to this, we have to make sure that there is no way it gets back to us. If the Nosferatu clan, if we cross them, there's no point talking about deals and money and this and that. So you're comfortable sharing this plan, we may be able to help. Otherwise, I'm not sure where we would even begin.
Yeah, I will share you the details then. There's one, a deranged madman I'm sure you've heard of, likely attacking your people as well. One called the Abyss.
This. Kazim sort of like snorts. Yes,
I know.
butcher.
I know him and I think I can lure him to attack. I've already done so. I've convinced and fooled more like guided his hand towards Loki's business. And I plan to lure him to a meetup with Loki. And have Abyss take care of him. And then I'll take care of the Abyss.
You're very clever. Very conniving. I think this will work out well for all of us.
He's
Whatever
gone.
resources you need to help set this up, we will do what we can. But if you're able to have two enemies eliminate each other, this is the best way.
Yes, I think I'll have to think on how you can aid. Please, I need some more time to make the preparations.
By all means.
But I think perhaps putting out the bait would be some ways that you can help the most. Putting word out. The Abyss is trying to keep his fingers on the pulse of our kind, or profession, I should say. So perhaps if there was some ways that we could perhaps put out in the ether what we're doing, well, at least put out in the ether what Loki's doing. He will catch wind of it and help further our cause, but allow me to think on it some more, and I'll come up with more details on how you can help.
Okay, we'll be here. He pulls out a business card. Contact me this way. There's a secure line, I promise you. Thank you for this information. I guess I'll be on the lookout for Loki in the meantime.
Likely won't be Loki striking me.
Of course not. Yeah, they can try their best. Alright, and yes, this is Maya. Thank you again for your time.
And we'll be seeing out of each other. Sure. Peace.
Okay. You exit the coil. And I think that's a good place for our first break. We'll come back to get into some more stuff in a little bit. Bye. Jordan.
It's the next day.
Rats.
Chuck E. fucking cheese.
Oh, actually, that's true. We kind of ran through your day to the end of the night. So just in case, was there anything else Elijah was attempting? You just went to the jazz place.
You can go to wash you, right?
Waiting for. Not tonight. I was waiting for Layla.
That's right. That's right. You would get another text message from Arabella.
Sure.
With an address.
Okay.
It just says this should be safe.
Okay. All right. How long have I been at the jazz club?
You probably get this on your way there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it on the way there?
It's a hotel downtown. So not really on the way, but maybe within 20 minutes. But maybe it's not convenient for you. You don't have to go.
You're just scooting a plate of cookies closer and closer to a 5-year-old.
And I'll eat them up. Yeah, I'll go.
God. You love chaos too much.
Love it.
Okay. Okay, you go. It's at a decent hotel downtown. Says doors unlocked. You can head up.
I'll head up. This is where I die.
No, she's just sad because she got involved in this Sabat thing that happened today.
So yeah, go in. Sure enough, the doors little latch things open, so you can just sort of push it open. You can see her young nun uniform. You see like the Kevlar. You see a full-on fucking like rifle lying on the floor. That mask with the cross across the face and the hood, just sort of scattered about. Not in the best condition, soaked in blood. You can hear the shower going, a little bit of steam coming from it.
Who did she kill? I'll just,
Put her habit on.
Do like a sister accent.
I'd cheer up.
cheer me up.
While she's in the shower. Pop in.
What's the sister song?
I know. I was trying to think of it too.
Oh no, I will follow you. That's fine. You go there. Hang on.
I'll just wait for her to get out of the shower and.
Oh. Would you?
I think that's a character. I don't know what you're insinuating.
I'll give her privacy.
Okay. It's a while.
She's waiting.
Alright. I'll leave. I'll knock on the door.
The door's already
open.
like cracked open.
Great,
Yeah.
cool. I'll open the door. Are you okay?
You open the door and you can see her. She's sitting in the shower. You can see blood-soaked towels sort of already used. As she's just like sitting there, long blonde hair sort of draped over her. She's just sort of cradling her knees, just sitting on the shower floor, letting this hot water pour over her. At a glance, just you can see some pretty gnarly wounds sort of across her shoulder and back. Chunks of flesh missing. And she just sort of looks up and pushes a little bit of the water away, sort of covers up a little bit. Yeah, I'll be okay. Sorry. Give me a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you step into the room. A moment later, the shower turned off, and yeah, so come out, in the hotel robe, sort of sit on the bed next to you.
What happened?
And she just sort of leans on you. Her wet hair just sort of on your shoulder. A lot of emotions going through you, and almost annoyingly, there's also that part of you that's not going to go away now. All this blood in the air, the wounds on her. It's just, it almost disgusts you that this part of you that you have to push down, that even in her moment of just, you've never seen her in this state of vulnerability, and yet you're still hungry. And the fact that it even comes up, it probably just doesn't really sit right with you. I will need, give me a willpower. So just rolling your remaining willpower, which I think you should probably be full now. I don't think you've
No.
used it since.
I had to use all my willpower last session, so I only recovered. I recovered quite a bit. I still have 2 marked, so.
Okay.
Where did this fucking go?
No. You spend one?
Yeah.
Can't
Can I-
spend willpower, just
Mhm.
roll willpower.
Just kidding. I forgot how to play this game.
1 success.
That's all you need. A complete failure. Luckily, there's enough Elijah there, more of you than the monster at this moment, that as weirdly, sickeningly appetizing this blood smells, is a very hurt, real person who needs you right now. Sorry, what do you say?
I'll pull her in closer, hold her tight, and I just ask what happened.
I have spent the last 24 hours, I feel, stabbing, shooting, and setting aflame people like you. They're everywhere. They have no idea what's going on. They're out there terrified. Danger more to themselves than anyone else, but that doesn't matter. We were all called in to clean up. And I couldn't really stop and ask anyone to see if this is really the right thing to do. If maybe some of them could be reached. I did what I was been trained my whole life to do.
I know. It's not your fault.
I have no problem hunting monsters, but I didn't sign up to cut people's heads off just because of what happened to them. Just because we don't have any other options.
Yeah. No, that,
We were supposed to bring as many in alive as we could, actually, and I thought it might be more merciful if I didn't. I don't know.
I think you made the right decision. I ran into one the other night, scared, confused, lost.
So,
We got him somewhere safe. He didn't know what to do. He looked like me the night I got turned. I didn't ask for this. So I saw a lot of myself in him, and we all helped him. And now he's with people that can help him control and not be a danger to himself. They're still, I like to think, they're still good, and some of us. Maybe with the right guidance, he can be, well, some human.
she takes a crucifix necklace, the only thing she's wearing besides the robe, and sort of plays with it in her fingers. in our darkest times, it's when you really can, through the haze of it all, and get to the other side, you can see more clearly. You spent the evening helping someone. You, a monster, supposedly. Well, I spent the night exterminating them.
It's not your fault. Or if you were forced into this life just like I was forced into this life. It's not your fault.
So was that it then? We were forced into this, so now we just keep on this path?
No, I'm saying you can make changes like I am. I'm supposed to be turned and just become a monster, but I'm trying to make changes to be different than your classic stereotypical vampire. You don't have to be the stereotypical hunter.
I don't know what my options are, but I needed to hear you say that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't know it was this serious. I didn't want to put you in more danger because
You have to stop thinking you're a danger to everyone. I'm a big girl.
I know. It's just with everything with my mom giving me a second chance at this. I didn't want to do wrong by her, but I couldn't let you just. I thought I could let you go, and I know I can't.
This is selfish of me.
If I didn't want to be here, I want to be here. I'll hold her hand.
Yeah, so gladly take it. Hesitantly at first is her hand. You haven't blushed or anything. It's quite cold. Takes her a little bit of getting used to, but she doesn't let go. I know you are on a different schedule, but I'm tired. Can I just sleep here? And you be here when I wake up?
I'll get up and I'll start to pull the covers back, and I'll turn the desk lamp on, and I'll turn the lights off, and I'll just lay down.
So what's the... Sing me one of those new songs you're trying to do now. I promise not to laugh.
Okay. Sure.
As you start to do so, she's asleep in seconds.
Yeah.
You can tell, just physically exhausted, drained, mentally and physically. Do you stay?
No, I'll grab her key card and I'll go quietly.
Okay. So with that, some people making great deals, some people getting new responsibilities or new decisions put on them. That will conclude the night after the attacks. Yeah, I'll say you could feed to get 2 hunger back. You can do that. Jordan can do that as well since you're at the club. Where's Elijah going? Back to the High Point?
No, I would. Weren't you? I'm meeting you at the club. Were you going to the club, or were you going to the High Point?
I would have gone back to the High Point.
Oh,
You
then I
told
would-
me where you were going.
Oh, then I would stay. I
told me you
thought I
were
had to
gonna
meet
be-
her. I would stay.
No, you told me you were going there to meet
Okay, I would stay.
Layla.
Okay. You would after maybe about an hour, get a message from Frank saying if you're still at Jazz at the Bistro, Layla can meet you back in the loop.
I left there tonight. If you're still around with her, tell her I can meet tomorrow night happily. Wherever she'd prefer.
I'll let her know, sir.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, so you do stay?
Yeah.
Roll.
And I'll put the
Close the
curtains.
blinds.
No,
Yeah.
She wakes up to a pile of ash. She's like sneezing and can't figure out why.
pans down to just a pile.
Elisha?
Okay. You all bunker
Speaking of pile
down
of
at
ash.
a hotel, the Coven. Did you go back to the High Point?
I get it.
So we never talked about this. Last season, I kind of destroyed another haven of mine.
Sick.
Can I transfer the 2-dot haven of security to the brewery, and can I have like a quarters there that I could live in?
Oh, absolutely.
I would go there most of the time then. By
Okay.
default, that's
Yeah.
where I'd be staying because that's where I'd want Delilah.
Yeah, so you and Delilah have a sort of a quarters set up at your brewery. Everyone's sleeping at a separate location this evening. So, the next night, let's do a rouse check.
I haven't done shit.
Nope.
Good.
Good though. It's a good start to my night, right? Go better from here.
Okay. After witnessing that insanity, Jordan, you go to sleep. That image of a scarlet silhouette in the sunlight. Sunlight you probably haven't seen since you've been turned. I don't know if you've really had any close calls like that.
Saw it once. Wash over Jim.
Oh, Jesus.
That's fun, right?
Deep cut.
More waste than one.
That's good, right?
He's on fire. That'd be a dream.
Yeah. The next morning, by the time you awake, it seems Scarlet, Mizuki, and Nora are already sort of halfway packed, ready to go again.
Stop everyone's trying to get out of this.
Yeah, as you sort of approach and they're putting the last minute things together. Scarlet would awake. How are you feeling about everything? I know we've put a lot on you.
I feel more sure about some things, and I maybe, to be honest, less sure about other things. But that was absolutely unbelievable in the full sense of the word. What the fuck was that?
I told you, Lilith provides. She's... You know your Bible. You went to a very religious institution for school. I mean, the garden was hers before she was forced to flee. Fertility, sunlight, all of these things that should be in a paradise, even for our kind, is still possible through her. Those who stubbornly cling to the idea that we come from Cain suffer the darkness that Cain suffered. Those who understand that we deserve a garden may walk in that garden. And what's a garden without light? You need to remember, Lilith is self-assurance. If you don't have it yourself, find it through her. She was a survivor above all else. She was the first who dared to walk her own path. She's felt unimaginable pain, yet refuses to wilt in the dark. Lilith is power, She's knowledge. She's loss. She's vengeance. She's craving that which is wrongfully denied. Lilith doesn't have fear or shame, though many would have you believe that she's evil, that she is temptation incarnate. To us of the fairer sex, she's self-assuredness. She's salvation. She was denied her paradise, so we must correct the mistakes of man and God and grow the garden anew. This club, the Coven, has served us well, but it's always been my goal to make an impact and claim fertile land within the city itself. Claim the river that divides us from the city, and then plant our seeds on the other side. Of course, there's the obstacle of the Ancient One. So I won't ask you to do anything that will put you in too much peril. But it's something I'd like to work on. If we can grow a garden in the truly fertile soil in St. Louis, the parks and the forbidden lands, that would be a statement. Why are you smiling?
I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm very serious.
Speaking of which, Mizuki. Well, yeah, she'll come and hand her a book. Working with the Nereids, we've been able to reclaim some of the things we used to be able to do. They're more than happy to share some of their blood with you, if you wish to learn from it. This is a start. She'll open to a page and turn it and show it to you. And it seems to be a ritual called Coax the Garden, that were you to have access to blood sorcery, it's a way you'd be able to manipulate actual plant life.
Like that chick from Sky High. Love her.
Poison Ivy?
From Sky High.
She's in it.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman.
I will leave this here with you. But I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, I believe in all the ideals that Lilith encompasses. I think that's why we've had this bond, this trust in one another. But I've always been upfront about not being fully... I don't know if I believe in higher powers or greater beings, but I believe in the things that Lilith is and what she represents. So I will always do my best to do those things, because I think that's what all people, alive and unalive and dead, whatever we are, deserve. Making more malts that I'm a little unsure about.
Why?
Because I don't know how to handle this shit myself. How am I going to teach a bunch of other crazy kindred how to deal with their shit when I haven't quite figured it out myself?
That's why you'd be the best teacher. Anyone who's too sure of anything, anyone who... I mean, the self-insurance comes with the Dark Mother. But that's why I think you would probably be a better teacher than most. Because you're not quite there yet. I think through teaching others, you will get where you need to be. It's as much for you as for them. But if you are not confident that this is your path, by all means, I don't want to force you into it. This is a choice. A very serious choice.
Don't lean.
And not who you're talking to. and not one that you should go into half-heartedly.
I'm concerned that my deepest fear in this is that I disappoint you. You have been my literal savior from my human life into this one. I think if it wouldn't disappoint you too much, I would prefer to play a supporting role for the time being.
It's not me who you have to worry about. It's your own path. I have just been trying to guide you along it. If you're not ready, I will not force that upon you. What do you suggest we do instead? Do you believe Zoe is ready?
I believe she has the confidence. I think Zoe there. Okay. I believe she has the confidence. Her temperance may be lacking in some areas. But I believe with someone to advise her that she would be able to balance those things. And I offer myself and my resources into the mind and the network of kindred to help advise.
You truly believe Zoe is prepared for this? Or do you simply doubt that you are?
I definitely doubt that I am. But I trust her to make things happen. She believes in every facet of this wholeheartedly, without doubt, in herself or in any teachings. And I can't always say that for myself. I think to make a movement go forward, you need someone that believes it, and that's what makes them part of who they are.
So it's a lack of faith.
In some points.
That's fair. Though, from everything you've seen, I know we speak of Lilith as a goddess, but you understand that people like us are eternal. I'm not asking you to believe in some power that cannot be felt or touched. Lilith is a very real entity that currently resides on our earth.
Like, she's a kindred?
She's
here now?
The kindred. The
Like,
first.
still existing?
Yes.
But like asleep. Like the ancient one in the park.
A pale comparison, but in a way, sure. Though, I certainly don't feel she's asleep. As you witnessed for yourself, what she allows us to do is... I felt her direct involvement in that. It does not seem like an inactive entity to me. But I trust you know yourself better than I know you, apparently. Seems you know Zoe better than I judged her as well.
Do you not
So,
think that she is ready?
no. Are your words good enough for me, Jordan?
Fuck! I'm trying not to
In-game?
lead anything.
This is a fucking loose cannon, man. she killed somebody
Just
tonight.
take it. Make yourself a baron.
I will see
Manifest.
if Zoe accepts our offer then.
It's all-
And Zoe will be
She's already
left
here.
as the primary charge of this garden. And she will be in charge of its growth with your support, yes?
Of course.
Okay. I'll need a moment with Zoe. Could you get her?
Yes. If temperance is not an area of her growth, I will make the choices I need to.
Very well.
Okay, so
Okay,
vomiting along the way.
yeah. Typical. Yeah, you go send Zoe in. She seems a bit confused, a bit nervous. Okay. And yeah, so goes to have a private meeting with the trio. Anything you want to do in the meantime?
Did I still get that book?
Mhm.
Oh damn. I'll get it from so it's fine.
Her will get it from so.
No weird stuff.
I need you something to help me grow things.
That's what I'm saying.
Weed takes over the entire city.
Yeah.
uh,
The arch is covered in marijuana.
Oh my god.
uh,
Had
I would
no
just,
choice but to legalize.
I think the drawing is that.
Art's covered. Wow.
No, I'll just wait.
Okay. So it's in there for a while, but eventually comes out. I guess you know then? It's a lot of responsibility. They said you'd help me though, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We got this, yeah? Yeah. No, we'll be good. We'll be good.
3 people have already died.
Yeah, and Zoe's sort of thinking, you see, she has the book now tucked in her arm, and she's kind of in her head brainstorming or something, a lot to process, and she goes to her quarters.
Fuck.
I don't want to say it, but
Yeah, and Jordan just continues to try to convince herself that that's the best path, the least awful path. In this situation, she's pretty focused on. She wants to be the seer of St. Louis,
why not be both?
and
Volcano Estos.
both of those things would be very
Is that right?
heavy. So,
Thank you.
I guess
No.
she would go to her room and text the
Okay.
coterie.
Okay.
She would click down through like her old texts where like Elijah and like everyone's in the group text. Still,
Just
Keep scrolling.
yeah,
Just a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of gifts.
It's way far down. And
Way
like
down.
like his
Text
name,
messages.
his name's not in the text message group anymore. It's just like his number.
Wow.
Oh,
Petty
no.
Dreadfuls too.
Stop it.
Everyone doing okay?
I text back, who is this?
I said back, shut the fuck up, Elijah.
Who is this? How do you know my name?
I text back.
How's
Is that for
Arabella?
real? I was gonna say, is this Arabella's?
Who's that? Never heard of her.
Do we have the wrong number?
This is Frank.
Francis?
No.
Okay.
What do you text the group?
Everyone doing
That'll
okay?
Everyone doing okay. Okay. You all wake up in your respective areas. Arabella's gone. But you have her small gold crucifix around your neck.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Right one?
We remember.
Corrupt entity.
It's burning my neck.
You can take that as a. Just glad it's not silver.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and just take that one off. Pocket it. That's difficult. Alright, I will leave.
Okay. Yeah, you all have your text from Jordan. Short after that, you get a text from Connor. Saying, your crew want to meet with our crew.
I just text back sup to him, and then I text the rest of the crew and say, "Hey, I think I forgot to tell some of you this, but we should meet up with those high school friends that aren't apparently not dead. I think you all saw them at the rally, right? So
Yeah, Miles is probably worried about me that I'm left my spot.
I mean, I know you're not cool with them all, but they might have answers."
I text back, yeah, I'm hungry.
I like her message.
Time, place. I was hoping to meet with another Baron tonight.
Did you not meet with her last night?
No, it was too late. I was trying to find Loki. A lot of stuff happened last night.
Yeah, text back, "Night's plenty long when works for you."
I'll talk to Frank to see if she's willing to meet tonight, and I'll go from there. I'll text Frank.
Cool.
If there's word back from her.
Frank's, I haven't been able to locate her this evening.
I
No worries. I might be busy this evening anyway, so don't work too hard on it, Frank.
call Elijah.
I'll update you if she
Ow.
contacts me.
Decline. I hate talking.
I call it again.
Decline. And I'll text back.
I text, "Are you driving?" Question mark.
And you hear a fucking horn go into fucking wherever you live.
I use Cat's Grace and jump on the car.
I have Cat's Grace and
You're
use it on the
driving.
car. Use it on the car.
No, you
Flip the
can't.
car.
Yeah.
I do a backflip and then I
What are you guys
erase your
doing?
memory.
All right. Anyways,
Anyway,
I'll text like, hey, meeting might not actually happen tonight, so if they have a time, then maybe it's not a bad idea.
Should we meet, like, at the high point? So we
I
have
say no.
advantage. Alright.
No.
Sure, let's just go to wherever they want to meet. Text back.
I,
that.
I say-
I dislike her message.
I was like, I don't want them to. Oh, I guess we have enough.
I'm
sex
sure they
right
already
now.
know.
you can go to the
Yeah.
strip club.
That's kind of what I was thinking. We should go to the coven.
Go to the coven.
I love that message.
I got
With a little heart
Lucian and
pump.
Zoe on speed dial over there. So
I just type back
which
dope.
is where he
And
I go, I don't
will
have
come,
any.
And it will set Zoe off right away.
Alright.
If Elijah doesn't pick up my call,
I text Connor back, the strip club, the coven. I say, meet us there before the drink specials ends.
He goes, man, I wish. And then he texts back a different address. Said, the Guardians, in quotations, got us on a tight leash. Gotta meet in their domain.
Call me the bitch ass.
Yeah, I kind of
Call
text
him a narc.
back. It's like, still got a curfew.
Yeah, text back a sad face. Yeah.
It's a bummer.
You don't need
I
babies.
put in the address. Where is it? Like in like.
Lafayette Square.
Okay. I text the group and say they want to meet in Lafayette.
Doesn't sound promising. I text back.
I say I'm curious about the Rosiers, but it definitely puts us at a disadvantage.
Do I know that Connor is limited to?
I would tell you that. Yeah. I mean, you know who else was with them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow a pair and meet us somewhere else.
All right. I text back to them like, so you're gonna sneak out, right? So I mean, it's not that hard. Just fucking leave.
Sends back. Oh, I forgot to clarify. Figured you knew. When I said Guardians, I meant like vampires and stuff.
Send back. You sound like
And then
you're
you
gonna
see shit. I'm not supposed to text that word. And then he goes, shit. He goes, actually, I think vampire was cool. It's just kindred I'm not supposed to use. And then shit. And then her, please.
I text back. Who is this? Wrong number.
Winky face.
Break my phone.
fucking throw it in the Mississippi.
No, alright, I kind of text back. Alright, I'm gonna go meet him in Lafayette. If you guys want to join, you can.
I'll be there. I'm curious about the Toreadors anyway.
Okay, type back, chill, carpool, High Point.
Sounds good. Meanwhile, I will text Elijah and just say,
I'll call you.
Willpower roll.
composure, resolve.
Sorry, I declined. We were in the middle of a
Driving?
text. No, we were in the middle of a text chain. What's up?
You didn't meet with Layla last night?
No.
Were you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was trying to get some more information about the obvious answer. And I was trying to get with Loki to see about this deal I have to do for him. And that didn't happen, so nothing great last night.
Okay.
How were you and Jordan?
I ended up, like I texted you, I ended up on the loop
Oh, that's right.
and talked to Margaret. Actually, it seems like you got sidetracked from the Baron stuff, which like is okay, but I mean maybe something we should talk about. I talked to Margaret last night, and
I'm pretty on track with it. That's why I'm trying to meet with the Baron.
I mean, but
Make plays, make moves.
it wasn't your priority last night. That's okay. I'm just
No, it was. It took forever. And then I moved on to another thing to help with my dealings with Loki, doing kindred. Sorry, vampire. Shit. Business. Why? Did she say something?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it might be better to talk about in person or to discuss, but at the rally, you were sidetracked with stuff with Lily, and it just, I mean, and it's okay. Like they talked about, it was
Yeah, a lot of shit happened there.
a
I'm
temporary
still trying to
thing.
rack my mind around it.
Yeah, it's just something. I mean, we can talk about it now if you want, or we can talk about it in person.
You're the one who
but-
called about it, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
I'm worried. Is she pissed? I know
No.
how she gets when she's pissed.
No, she's not pissed. I mean, ultimately, like, we did a good thing, right? Like,
She doesn't know yet.
but she's worried about, one, the direction.
One
With-
Direction.
Yeah, One Direction.
I know, but
She
Harry
has a thing
Styles' new shit's fucking fire.
She's worried about Liam. She expected a lot more from him,
Then
and he kind of
That's her
dropped the
fucking
ball.
fault, Liam.
I'm more of a Nile girl. Anyway,
Anyways,
sorry, Jordan's giving me this fucking stink eye.
she's there.
No.
Oh, you
I
feel it
just
too.
feel it.
You feel it too.
Is this what you feel like all the time?
That's like the Eye of Sauron,
Not getting
right?
Malkavian.
Yeah.
That's what everyone
Give
feels
me
like in
stink
real
eye
life
from
as
a
well.
It's like when
so
Frodo
it's
puts the
just-
ring on, you feel
Yeah.
Sauron's eye. Yeah, that's.
It's the Mamie Rose feel.
Anyway, she was talking about, kind of your role as Baron, and we were talking, and at the end of the day, I might be stepping into that role as, a Toreador, and
Didn't she choose me? And then you're helping me with it? You're my handler. Is this what she wants?
yeah, I mean, she was worried about kind of the direction you were heading with music, and I'm gonna be honest, it never seemed like it was your thing. It seemed like after Steeltooth died, you filled the role because we needed it.
Yeah, I
to-
filled it out of necessity, and then
Yeah.
I fucked up everything else due to that, and someone close to me sacrificed herself for a second chance at this.
Not at you being a bit. I mean,
At me living this life
yeah.
and doing it right. So that's why I'm taking it seriously. I can't go back to what I was doing. I need this.
You
Good
need
luck.
being a baron?
I need direction.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean you have to stop doing what you're doing. I think
I'm not doing anything. This is, I thought, a calling for me, but I guess I'm not good enough for... Okay. Strange. I'll talk to Margaret. I'll see if there's anything I can do.
I mean, I'm telling you there's not. And I'm telling you I'm taking this role.
I'll hang up.
Oh! I'll sip to that.
I call Jordan.
I drive to Margie's.
I call her that. And then tell her what happened to Steel Tooth.
Marge.
Heard you trying to get rid of me.
Oh, that was an interesting way to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of you going to High Point. Are you going to Margaret's?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You going with us, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I get Margaret's when you look Okay. Rest of you convene at the High Point. Margaret's is closer though. So you pull up to the Tivoli, and you're a Baron. You're led straight in. Give it an audience with Margaret, who seems a bit surprised to see you, but she greets you as a Baron deserves to be greeted. Stands.
I didn't mean to come
Elijah,
on our
no problem. Please take a seat.
Sure. Thank you.
She's just really, you can tell, trying to read you. What's this about?
I had a curious call from Evelyn.
A phone call.
Phone call, yes.
Decided to do this. She doesn't need to breathe, but she still takes a deep breath.
You replacing me with her?
That was the suggestion she gave, yes. She said you were not interested in this position, and that she would be better suited for the role. Do you disagree?
Very much so. She implied this was what it was. I had no say in the matter. That's why I wanted to come and speak to you about it.
I trusted she knew you better than I did, even. So I very much, I put a lot of weight into her opinion. But...
In mortal life, maybe. I think we've all kind of changed with this new embrace.
Please elaborate.
Well, ever since, our first meeting, I did this out of necessity to help her. But
To help us.
To help Fang. Well, at the time it was to help her, but being embraced with Fang, I want to prove myself. I feel like I have direction now. And talking with the other barons the other night before everything went crazy, felt good to have leadership. I believe I can do that in this role. Lead. I did it with my band. I believe I can do it with my kindred.
Well, that's where our concerns came from. A large part of our decision to make you Baron was your band. You built quite a reputation for yourselves. Quite a bit of success.
Yeah.
White Foxes was one of the larger bands that come out of our humble city. But you
ill-timed.
chose to disband it. And while I personally very much approve of your new direction, we are interested in the sway you potentially had over the youth of the city. The burgeoning next generation that myself and the other barons aren't quite able to tap into. A bit of that mainstream influence.
Sure.
Evelyn seems to believe, and I don't disagree, that she might have the capabilities and vision to hold dominion over that demographic we're so interested in.
Doesn't she just watch old movies?
I think she's fashion or something.
That sounds more like it.
I should say that. It's a bit of the old meets new. Vintage is in. I mean, it's always been in, but I trust her vision. I was quite impressed with the film she produced to first gain acceptance into our rank. And I'm not just going to dismiss that.
No, I think that's fair.
But I'm also not going to dismiss you. Like I said, your new direction, personally, I like. Dimitri loves. Dimitri likes it.
Which is fine.
But you understand that's not really what the
it won't forward think, and I understand.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
I'm not married to this idea.
Oh, I was under the impression that you were going through something.
And I was. I like to think I'm out. I mean, I always do cherish and enjoy the classics like that.
And I was impressed. You're quite good. You're more versatile than I thought. But do you think you can still reclaim your position over the hearts and minds of the squealing youth?
Very much so. Every time I run into somebody, they're like, "Oh, I heard your new stuff, but I really liked White Foxes." So, obviously, White Foxes will never be White Foxes again. But it can't. Doesn't mean it can't be in that genre of music again.
You're willing to return to your, what's it called, pop punk roots?
Indie pop punk, but yeah.
Sure, whatever. Who am I to stand in your way? Nothing's been made official yet. Evelyn has my utmost respect. She's earned it. She won't lose it so easily.
No, she's very fine at everything she does. That's why I liked her being my handler. She is very insightful.
Let's consider this. Let's make things fair. I'll give you an equal shot. You shouldn't be pushed out of a position if you don't want to be. I was in the impression I'd be doing you a favor, that you didn't want this.
No, like I said,
You've had a change of heart.
I have. If I still had one. Wait, I do? I open to see. Oh,
I
shit.
rip it out and eat it.
So,
We just clipped that one.
I told Evelyn that,
Sorry.
that she is on what we consider trial period.
Sure.
Let's say you're on the same.
That's fair.
We'll see who comes out ahead. All's fair, of course, but really, whatever. I don't want to cause any sort of rift in your group. I like your coterie. You're a plucky bunch.
There we are.
That you are. So I'm sure you can have a healthy rivalry. Competition really drives art, I've always felt.
Absolutely.
So, sure. Let's say for now, of course, I will make nothing public or that your baronship is in jeopardy. It's such a harsh word to even say. But everyone made a strong point. You have made a strong counterpoint, my dear boy. Let's see how it turns out. Without my direction, some people say I'm a bit over-involved. So I'm going to be hands-off for this. See what you each come up with. Let's see who can win the hearts and minds of the people that Fang doesn't have yet. We have the elite, we have the true artists, we have those with real tastes. No offense, but not that there's nothing real or valid about what the young people want. I just personally don't understand it as much as you and Evelyn would. So,
Understood.
let's see what you can come up with. I'm very eager to find out. And all this business with the attacks, and I'm sure you've heard, there's been a lot of new kindred embraced in the city. We don't really need to involve ourselves in that. Let the other barons stretch themselves thin dealing with all of that.
I see.
Let's focus on the hearts and minds of the city itself.
Agreed.
The artistic integrity.
I appreciate your time and the
I
opportunity.
appreciate your enthusiasm, Elijah. It's a side of you I've been waiting to see.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint.
You're almost too late. Snuck in just in time there, didn't you?
Perfect. Thank you again. I'll be sure to talk to her face to face.
Of course.
And
Respectfully.
yes, of course.
All right. You enjoy your evening.
You as well. Thank you.
I look forward to the results. She seems quite pleased as she then dismisses you.
Arabella, I got your new target. It's me.
I've already texted her.
Before we meet at the High Point, I wanted to have a quick board meeting with the brewery crew.
Sure. Yeah, you, Junior, old Pops, and Delilah together.
Hey guys, yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about what's good for the business and all, and making some moves behind the scenes, filling in on the details as they kind of flourish, but I think we got an opportunity right now, and one of the things that we particularly lack is infrastructure and manpower. And there's kind of a unique opportunity with what happened the other night.
Delilah would go, isn't that what we're doing, like the whole circulatory system thing for?
Kind of. That's broader infrastructure, right? But we need kind of feet on the ground. People, perhaps, new blood doesn't have associations, or we don't have to make deals with established power figures and all of that. And there's plenty of them around right now. So here's what I'm thinking. Blush. Feeling cold, alone, out of touch. Something you've lost. Bring it back. Recapture it. With blush, right? That's the message we put out. I think there's going to be a lot of impressionable vampires that would be drawn to it. We're going to need it, really, more than anything, to get through these times. Experiencing this new state of being. And I think that, if we can capture those who are in need of that, make them our allies, perhaps we can get some people to help with us, some people we can trust, some kindred who can help us do our deals with other kindred. Seems like most people in the city don't want a part of that.
Yeah, Junior would say so. So they liked it then. It worked out at the rally?
Yeah, no, everybody liked it. But I think we need to get, like I said, we need some of our own people. Everything I'm doing now is getting other people's people.
Yeah. I love the direction. Until I would sort of chime in. Yeah, babe, that's super wordy, but like I like the idea. I think I could clean that up and actually get like I could work with that for sure. But we're just doing like vamp to vamp stuff now.
Yeah, there's making a deal to help with the other portions of the business dealing to people. But we need to handle the vamp to vamp.
Actually, that's a probably good idea. Like for people like me, I'm a human, as you know. A lot of drugs do what they need to do, Vamps apparently it's like few and far between what really like affects them. So I kind of like this focus that works, and also at the end of the day seems like less work, which I'm cool with.
Right. So, like I was saying, we're gonna have other people handling that, but we need to build up some manpower and we need people we can trust so that we can start doing some deals.
Yeah, Junior would go
entering the kindred market a little more.
That actually brings up something I've sort of wanted to talk about, like this whole supply thing. We put everything out there for the rally, which was awesome, but like there's just me and Pops. I think I have like the formula down to where it's teachable, it's repeatable to other people like me. I don't know any other people like me. I understand there were. I don't know. But if we want to actually be able to supply meets demand type thing, like we're not gonna be able to put out a lot, which I guess we could charge more for. I guess I don't really understand the business stuff of it. I just know I'm very limited on what I can do here. Like Pops is a great help. Pops like but a lot of it just sort of kind of falls on me.
Yeah,
I'm stretched pretty thin.
Yeah.
If you know of any other thin bloods, that would be great.
I know how thin bloods are made, right? It's like after enough generations go down, like the
it's not an exact science, but yeah.
But like the muddier the blood of generations go down,
the higher the
likely.
chance of being a thin blood.
So in theory, there's a bunch of rogue kindred out right now who are creating more and more kindred, right? So in theory, there's probably a higher supply of fresh thin bloods around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd bring that up and I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I'm trying to get across, is that there's a lot of new kindred, and a lot of these new kindred are creating more kindred, and I think that there's a chance that we can get more people to help out. People we can trust. Because they don't have any allegiances.
I mean, it's unfortunate,
We
but
have
also
wisdom too.
an interesting opportunity. Like when I was this, I had no direction once my partner was eliminated. So yeah, it might be a good something to do for new people if they have the right temperament.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention these new kindred probably just need our help, man.
Yeah, I think we should approach it from that angle for sure. I mean, Mr. Frost, Jack Frost. He was. It was less of a choice and more of like, you're this, do this, or else you're screwed.
Yeah. No, that's definitely not.
I sort of want a nice working environment, you know.
Yeah. No, but that anyways, I was just thinking.
I believe
Seems like there's a ripe opportunity, and if we need to refocus some of our efforts, I think recruiting is where we should be focusing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that. I got to be here at the lab, but if you think you can bring some people in, I'll start working on sort of getting this to be trainable. I could do that.
All right, Pops, I need your help on this, especially help me put out feelers, start looking for new kindred, and try to get a sense around the city.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm pretty good with people.
All right, I'll do the same. If I run into anybody, I'll try to get that moving. Anyways, I just felt this was a worthwhile thing to put in motion because the more deals I'm making, the more realizing that, I mean, I only have you guys, right? And you guys are great, but we need more than just us if we want to really make this operation work.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'll get some of the specifics worked out then on the whole how that integration would happen with people.
Yeah, but
I could work on that.
kind of back to what I was saying, like the branding of it. Perhaps we can lure in the fresh kindred, kind of focusing on that sort. Start with the drug to lure them in, and then I think we'll be able to find some additional recruits from that.
Yeah, nothing's a better recruiter than free samples,
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just sort of looks at juniors like, yeah, I'll keep production going. I'll need more blood and whatnot though. So
Yeah, I think the circulatory system should be able to help us out. I think.
okay, so things
what they're
are
there for.
working out with them. So I haven't really seen a really steady supply of that yet.
Yeah, it should be good. I'll reach out to him again.
Okay, yeah. If I have the ingredients, I'll work hard for you, boss, and turn it out.
Yeah, cool. I'll get in touch with him.
Okay.
From my knowledge, I made the deal with the circulatory system, and Loki was offering to further please them with my partnership. With
The
them, right?
whole
It wasn't
thing isn't
ending
like
Loki.
final, kind of. Like the whole deal is sort of still in flux as far as it can work with just you, but they really want to sort of get all their ducks in a row so they sort of understand their full operation, how it's going to operate in St. Louis. So you have a contingent sort of maybe something with them, but nothing's really concrete right now.
All right, I'm gonna call Fareed.
Okay.
I don't know if I get him directly.
No, you can leave them a message.
Yeah, it's just kind of a message. Hey, Fareed, need to talk business. It's been a few weeks and things aren't in motion. Would like to chat.
Okay.
Just let me know when you're available, and I'll make it work.
Okay. So you leave that message. Then I
Can I
assume.
ask an out of game question?
Sure.
Yes.
It has to do with Scry the Soul, and I was just thinking about it in regards to your stuff. I can if I roll well enough, it would reveal little precise information, but provides clues regarding emotional state, resonance, supernatural traits. If looking for a specific condition, crowd to detect it. Would that? It doesn't give specific types of vampire, but I didn't know if being a thin blood would be slightly different. So I was just curious if that would
Scry still has to be in person.
Right. But
You're saying if you could tell if
Yeah,
someone's
if
a
I
thin
could-
blood or
yeah,
not
if I
using
could,
Scry the Soul?
read that.
We'll look real quick.
It kind of feels like it could, but it doesn't say specifically, so I'd understand if it wasn't a thing.
Well, this is a time for our next break. So we'll take a
Okay.
break. I'll look that up.
Okay.
And we can come back to people, you three reconvening first, the high point, with Elijah joining shortly after.
Okay.
Okay? Bye. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out at the high point with your favorite coterie.
Minus Elisha.
No, that's the
Peter
favorite
Coterie.
coterie.
You
I
three
set him up.
convene.
You guys knock him
Can't
down.
embarrass me.
What are you doing?
I'm just giving a recap of what just happened on the phone and what happened with Margaret.
So you just tried to like force him out?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
Powerful.
I didn't. Before he said he was doing the Baron thing because he wanted to help me and make up for stuff that had happened with Fang, and so I didn't think he really wanted it, but
Yeah, well, it sounds like your guys' problem. I won't get involved unless you guys need anything from me, but
I might
is he
later.
gonna show up?
To this?
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know. He hung up on me. I don't know.
That's what you hear. Just
I mean, should we send him a text real quick? then?
Yeah, and yeah,
Alright.
you
I'll
text him.
shoot him a text and be like, "Hey, about to head to Lafayette. Should we wait?"
You're on your
On my way?
Yeah.
He's coming, so I guess we'll just chill here for a minute.
Okay.
I mean, is there anything we should talk about as far as what we don't want to tell them? Because I mean, clearly,
Thing.
I mean,
Well, I mean, obviously they were turned by the same guys you were turned,
yeah, the answer.
and
Yeah.
I have a little bit of confirmation of that. I think
Mhm.
my stuff isn't. You guys, it's not super clear. You know that. But I had a little bit of a vision, and those creeps, our high school friends, were like behind them were your guys's.
Do you know who
parents.
was behind who?
Do I know who was behind who?
Yes.
Anything
Big
but-
shocker. Lily was behind Elijah.
No.
Connor was behind her.
Uh-huh.
Essie was behind Evelyn.
Okay.
Miles was behind you.
Oh fuck. Glad I didn't come Miles though. Still gonna kill him.
And then it was a snake wrapped around all of us. You were saying?
Sue 4. Behind them, there
Okay,
was
yeah.
King.
Yeah, King behind Essie, behind her. The little girl behind Connor, behind her. I don't remember how much. Did you get their names of the?
Yeah. Everybody, but I think we got the girl's name, but I don't have my little notebook.
Takala was behind Lily.
Yes, Takala behind Lily, behind you, and the leader, the answer behind Miles, behind you, the one who runs the reclamation group. That's all I can say.
I thought King was.
Oh, that's right.
I'm
King is-
Wait,
pretty
who was the leader?
anti-patriarchy,
The
so-
leader was the he was like a shadowy figure. He would like run stuff, whereas the king is
Didn't
run
directly turn any of you,
yeah.
but apparently turned Miles.
But something still hasn't added up for me since all this has happened, and where does Cameron play into all this? Because Lily's brother was turned.
Huh?
Lily's brother died, I think.
Yeah. On the
But Jim
no, he was turned. And then
Jim
Jim came
staked him.
and finished him off.
So
He was going to finish all of you essentially, and I think you guys were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he
Elijah
decided-
Brewhot his way up.
Yeah,
Intimidated the shit out of him, yeah.
yeah, and he decided to help you instead of put you out of your misery.
Cameron, I mean, this whole time. And if we were turned, because our parents were vampire hunters, that means that their parents probably are or were.
Yeah, it seemed like they turned us for reasons. I mean, like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What are we comfortable sharing with them? And, like, how did these Lafayette Square
Oh, that's
people
right.
get a hold of them?
I mean,
I
the
say
Lafayette Square people were former Camarilla. They turned to survive with the Anarchs. It makes sense that they would be turncoats again to go with the Sabbat. They think the Sabbat are gonna take things over.
Or
So you think they're making deals with Sabbat to overthrow Anarchs?
I think
Because
they're
they don't.
dealing with whoever's most powerful, who they think is most powerful.
I think that's fair. Or they're being taken advantage of and they don't really know. But they haven't taken anyone outside of their family in centuries. It doesn't make sense for them to take them. But
Unless
as
they're getting something from
Oh,
it.
hey,
far
Elijah.
as Herb's question, hi Elijah. I think what we let them know is that we got turned at prom and that's it. Right?
I mean, we don't tell them anything we know about the answer. We don't tell them that we think we were targeted because of our parents.
If the answer is behind them in Jordan's vision and they're behind us, like, Jordan's vision wasn't that we were turned by the same people, it's that they had a hand on us. So the Sabbat are controlling them who are trying to manipulate us, right?
And then there's
I mean, that's
I mean,
one way.
potentially, it wasn't really clear. The only thing that was like a clear like danger was that snake. It was more of like there's a
Coil?
connection. I mean, it definitely didn't seem like a
Okay.
benevolent connection because
But
of
it's
the
not-
weird shadowy. There's something off about it, but wasn't necessarily like.
Evil.
Yeah, it's that it's just this dark thread.
Okay.
But I mean, the source of it isn't good, so you'd assume there's something tainted about the whole thing. So I mean, that line of thinking makes sense, but it's not like a sure. Her vision wasn't so clear of
Yeah.
like.
The
There was
thing,
a snake circling.
the thing that's just a red flag for me is
Snake
that
in the garden.
it's not King's
the coil.
hand on me and Essie, it's
Or
King's
snake in the
hand on
garden.
Essie and
Like
Essie's
Eden.
hand on me. Right. That's what doesn't sit
Okay.
right with me.
That's
But I don't know.
Alright,
Or Lilith.
so we're about to go meet with these, and the plan is we play dumb. We don't know much.
We
And
try
we
to
try to figure
get
out
as
what
much
they
from
know.
them as we can.
I feel like we gotta give them something, or else
Right.
they're not gonna give
I mean,
us
we could
anything.
give them that janitor Jim was a vampire who helped us and he got killed.
Turn Jordan,
Yeah. I mean, that.
And
and that's all we've really found out about who made us.
Yeah, he got us
About
out of
what
there
done.
and that's all we really got.
Alright, then let's go, and let's...
Did I get there yet?
Oh, I thought you were already there.
Yeah, I assume you're there for all of us.
Oh, I would have chimed in. I thought I was okay.
Chime in.
I tried to...
Haven't you people ever heard of? Go on.
What are your thoughts, Elijah?
No, I think that's great. Sorry I'm late.
It's alright.
Had a meeting with Barons.
Sounds
More
important.
than one?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. I don't know how this is all connected, but we're gonna find out, I guess. So, play it smart. Keep yourself close to our
Do you-
chest.
Do you have any thought? Because if you would have been, you were here for the whole conversation, would have weighed in. Would you have weighed in on anything with Cameron?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense because the only reason Lily's alive is because I saved her. So why would they turn Cameron but not turn
They only need one.
Lily if they were trying to get revenge on her vampire hunter family? I don't know. Didn't a lot of people die in that fire? As far as we know, there's a lot of kids that were vampires that we don't know that got turned into vampires, and Jim took them out.
But they weren't going to turn Lily, right? Is that what, I mean,
Yeah.
from what you remember? They just wanted one?
I don't know. I
Interesting.
think it's a loose thread that we shouldn't focus on. We should focus on what we know. So, with that being said, let's proceed.
Alright. Not it.
Not it.
You
Okay.
driving?
Frank?
Alright.
Alright.
Hey, Francis.
Pile into the
Let
car.
go.
I don't-
Sure. You can
I
pile.
don't like that you call Margaret Marchie but calling Frank Francis is just demeaning. Like, he's just a driver.
I call you guys.
You call me Evelyn.
Like
To your face.
Like, yeah. Like
Okay.
Wait, why'd you say yeah?
Okay, never mind. I don't want to hear anymore.
like Evie, like
Okay.
as a joke.
I said okay.
I mean, it's
None
all
of you have ever heard Evie before.
funny and cute. And it was funny for a couple times, but let's show some respect for
Yeah,
Fang.
it's not
and
police language. It's like
His name is
like
Frank.
everybody
not
has the right to
Francis.
use language how they
if
want.
you would like to drive
Okay,
with us,
and-
please just show respect to him. Thank you. All right.
Jordan calls an Uber.
I leaned at Jordan and
That's
I
what I
was
was
like, I
hoping
just
for.
think he's gold and I don't want you to bully him.
Jordan calls an Uber.
Oh.
Okay. Is everyone else riding with Frank?
Yeah.
All right. So
He's
you pile in
he's
a
a
nice
good driver.
SUV. Frank said, should I wait for her
No.
Uber? Okay. And he pulls away. And you're waiting for Uber for a few
We're gonna
moments.
try to lose her.
You glance back, you see through the blinds Wendy looking at you with a blind shut.
Oh,
Eventually your Uber arrives. It's,
I said it's
been to
cool if she
Uber
calls her
driver.
Margie. Man. Try to compromise.
Uber driver's name is Toronto. How do you proceed? How do you navigate?
That's what I
I
just
don't
said.
tell him it's my
Oh, and
birthday.
this too.
Is
Call
it
I was already
Sarah.
thinking it.
Never been to Uber.
They might call me May.
I never went to Uber driver.
No, yeah.
Okay. Make way to Lafayette Square. The address seems to be a private residence. Most of the houses in Lafayette Square are very old. A lot of them are like historically protected, like homes. Yeah, and you
Is there
pull-
a couple out with AK-47s on the lawn?
No, that was
Jesus.
Central
Hmm.
Western.
that was Central West.
Yeah.
Not
I
too
think-
far.
I think
Okay.
we're still in 2019.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
They never do that before.
They're always there.
And we're never going. There's never going to be a new year in this game,
No,
right?
there's no COVID in this. There's no
Oh God.
any of that in
Thank
this.
fucking
Right.
God.
We have enough problems. Anyway, couple start shooting.
I do. Speaking
Say
of that,
less.
I
And he's
do,
rapid
I do
reflexes.
text Zoe on the way.
What do you text her? I believe you haven't told her that Miles.
No, I
And you
have
made
not.
a special promise to Evelyn about that.
You should Snapchat her.
That's
You
good.
guys all together.
No,
Get a group me.
I just texted her to see how she's doing, how her reading's going,
Hope me
to make sure she's still.
Yeah, she'll text you
Like-
back like a lot of heavy stuff, but super inspiring. I'm actually getting some pretty cool ideas. I'd like to bounce off of you.
Yeah, I'll be home tonight and we can walk through some of it.
Just on your little purple devil face. And...
Checks out.
Okay, yeah, you guys arrive at this immaculate home bordering the Lafayette Square Park.
Thank you, Frank. Let's just stay out here, please.
No, I'll park nearby.
Thank you.
Let's
Alright.
get the three out. Are you going in? You're waiting for Jordan.
I'll wait for Jordan.
Yeah, we'll wait for
Yeah.
A few minutes later, Terranold arrives. With Jordan.
I missed the name the first time.
It's my most
no.
traumatic Uber experience.
Listen, for you,
That's why it sounded
For
familiar.
you,
I forgot about
for you,
that.
it was traumatic. Because I remember the name as soon as he said it because of the names he called me.
So Jordan arrives.
I have a worse Uber experience, but
Hey, in
we'll digress.
Australia, that's super cool. It's a term of endearment.
I do use it as a term of endearment.
So is it a?
All of you arrive outside of this immaculate home.
I walk up being an asshole because I took an Uber instead.
What,
And so
Jordan?
I'm gonna maintain that composure. Like, I kind of like flippantly look at Evelyn like, oh, just texting Zoe as we're like in this house, just being kind of an ass. Nothing important.
You
Yeah.
can deal with this right now before you do that. I can end her where she stands.
Honestly, Evelyn, for a second, looks hurt, and then she regains the composure that she usually has. Of
Roll composure.
I've got good composure now.
I take a second and I say, look, guys,
Can we grow
I'm
up?
pretty good at picking up negative energy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it right now, so let's try to, like, align that and get back on the same page and bring it some positivity before we go meet with people. We might slip up and tell them things we don't want. Okay, so it's
Right.
we all good?
Does everybody hear that?
We're gonna be in this moment. We're gonna be talking to some people.
Yeah, let's act.
Get
kinda like,
our shit together. Yeah,
Yeah.
Herb's right.
All
And
right.
then
well
Emily
said,
kind of
Herb.
blinks at what she said, and she keeps going.
I mean, I'm trying to tell you how to act or anything, Jordan, but we just gotta get to.
I think this
we gotta
is
get
the-
on the same page.
In
somewhere.
best interest for all of us. Good idea.
And to these two as well. You guys are all fucking bringing my mellow way out of sync. So let's go. And I start to lead us
I'm
in.
right there with you.
I follow with him.
Okay, you approach.
With
Take an
the-
Uber.
As you walk
me
up
up
to
to the
the front door, it opens on your approach, and you see
Don't like that.
one of the people you've seen before at the rally. You know, she was flanked by like these men in like tailcoats and gloves, proper butler-looking
Yeah.
types who open the door and gesture for you to
I do
enter.
the curtsy.
Mhm.
Nice.
You enter in, and he leads you.
Could I have enough etiquette to know that I would probably give him our names? Like, he will probably go in and announce us by name before we enter the room. Would I know that?
Depends how
Yeah,
strictly
like-
formal you're in. I mean, it seems like from the dress stuff, probably this would be like
Yeah,
an
yeah, I
official
would-
introduction.
Then I
yeah.
would give our names so that he could make the official announcement when we enter the room. I watched Pride and Prejudice the other day.
I'm well aware, ma'am.
I curtsy.
Yeah, he brings you to sort of a lounge area to where you see Miles, Essie, and Connor sitting around. There's a tray of fine flute glasses. From the smell of it, there's blood in them. And Essie will do the introductions. Baron Elijah Buchanan and his coterie. Evelyn Gibson. Jordan. Quick.
What's your stage name?
No, that's JoJo.
James Mollis.
I would have introduced you as Herb. I would not have introduced you as James.
I took an Uber into this country.
As he lets you in, as you see those three who, we're sort of talking. Kind of like, yeah, this place is kind of bougie, but yeah, make yourselves comfortable, man. Herb, what's up? Shake your
Okay.
You know
hand.
Herb's
I
name is
go-
Jordan.
James.
Can I sit here?
What? Yeah?
Call back.
That was good.
I walk.
Seems
around the
completely over his head.
couch. I know. I sit on
And
the
none of
arm.
us were there. Oh, Herb was there.
I kick off my shoes, throw them on the table, lean back. So,
Sit on the couch, legs crossed.
So sort of Connor, Miles just has one of the glasses. They're sort of
I'll sit across from Essie.
raise it to you. Yeah, Essie's big smile. Looks
I smile,
generally
yeah.
happy to see you.
I'm pretty happy to see her too, actually.
Yeah. I was like, so you talked about like wanting to meet up. So what's up?
yeah. What the fuck? Right?
Right.
Holy shit, man. Like,
How do we get here? Right.
yeah. What's your guys' post-prom been like?
You're gonna need it.
Dude, prom, crazy as shit for real, dude. That's when you guys got turned too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assume.
It was
We thought
fucking-
you died that night.
No. I mean, I guess yeah, but like, super. I mean, you were there. Fucking rooftop school party. That was pretty fucking chill.
Great.
But you know, as the night went on, like, you know, I made my way down to one of the classrooms with remember Jennifer, sophomore, but whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing our thing, getting to know each other. I fucking look over. There's this fucking little girl standing in the doorway, like a little creepy dress and all this shit. I'm butt ass naked. I'm yelling at this kid like, "What the fuck? Get the hell out!" Jennifer's freaking out, and she's like, "Who is that? Why are you freaking out?" And like in my mind, like you've seen horror movies, right?
Yeah.
People always like to see a little girl in a dress, like, "Oh, are you okay, little girl?" No, that shit's fucking evil. I knew off the bat. I'm
Uh-huh.
fucking ready. Good thing I was. This
I
chick
know.
leaps at me. I'm talking fucking feral, man. I'm sitting there. I get a chair. Whop! Knock her right out of the fucking air. Send this little girl flying across the room.
Damn.
Bust the chair right across her.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
To see if it was really
So yeah,
that cool.
Jennifer's freaking out. I just smoked this child, essentially. But, like, it's a demon, right?
Right.
So, like,
Good
I'm not
call.
taking any chances. I rush her. I fucking go to stomp her ass. This chick, little girl, catches my fucking foot. My mind's fucking like, oh shit, she's strong. Next thing I see, she's fucking growing claws. Pops me off at the fucking shin, dude. Rips my old foot off. Throws me across the room. And at this point, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like yelling, Jennifer, get out, because, you know, I'm a fucking gentleman, right?
Yeah.
I barely get the words out of my throat. This little girl leaps again. She's fucking draining me, dude. I woke up. I'm draining Jennifer, dude. Vampire shit. Right?
Kindred.
Yeah. It was fucking killer for
Yeah.
sure.
What did I say about language, please? Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. That's my story. What happened to you guys?
Mine's like exactly the same, but I was like really wasted and she just like jumped on me. But it was
Same chick?
same little girl,
Creepy
man.
as shit, dude. Crawling around.
She was like
Yeah.
across the roof and I was just like,
That was the
I'm
one.
too high to handle this. Like, and I fucking
Oh,
just
I
got
was
torn.
fucked up. But God, you should see that fucking chair, dude. It was fucking
That
home run
sounds
derby, dude.
pretty badass.
Until she ripped my leg off. It's fine now. I sort of look at his leg and
So how did you guys get out though? Because like the cops came pretty fast.
For sure.
The whole place
they
is
did.
on fire.
This is where Essie sort of chimes up. Yeah, it was. We all had some experiences more traumatic than others, Connor.
I nod.
Yeah. Hang on, let's just check my notes. She's like, yeah, they I don't know what happened with you all, but they the ones who did this, took us afterwards.
Lucky you.
Did they say why?
Yeah.
Because we didn't get taken by them.
They are interested in we were like their proteges, I guess. You guys were just like turned and left.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, they just kind of abandoned us, but it's really weird.
Yeah. After it happened, we were. I mean, how much do you understand about this whole condition and whatnot? Blood bonds. You know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, we. It sounds gross to think about, but yeah, we willingly followed them. To who knows where? Honestly, we got far away from St. Louis. I know that, and they were full on like indoctrination stuff. You know, they're talking about how we were sort of the answer to a lot of society's problems, and we were going to come in, and how crazy it was that that vampires had to lie in fear to kind, what they call them, which I looked up. It means cattle, which is gross. Yeah, they have this whole Darwinistic thing, kind of, which sounded great to us at the time, considering our mental state, I guess. The first of us to sort of start questioning things was Mackenzie. So you know, was sort of
Mackenzie, yeah.
Essie's right hand person, so the second most popular.
The bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she, I guess, I mean, she's always been so stubborn and so fucking strong-willed, which is what I loved about her. She started really questioning things, so they killed her, sending a pretty strong message to the rest of us to not really get in their way and just accept what our new life was and how they were going to use us.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's super unchill.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry about Mackenzie.
Was or
Um,
still is?
What do you mean?
Have you been in contact with him still?
No, they so they left us, and they said they'd be back. They said they had to go take care of some things. We traveled a lot. Like
Out of country?
yeah, I know they were heading specifically to like the Middle East. They said they had some things to do there, and then they'd be back. That would sort of ramp up their whole situation. There's a lot of questions I still have about this. And they went there, they left us, they were gonna come back, and they were gonna be much more powerful, we were gonna be much more powerful. It took them a little too long to come back. And I was the first to sort of get my mind right, let's say. And well, I didn't really know what to do. I mean, we can't go home like this. So we had the idea of, we knew there were others. They taught us a lot about the other kindred in St. Louis. And I mean, me and Miles live in this neighborhood, and I sought them out once I was able to think on my own. And the De Rosiers, she sort of looks around, agreed to take us in. Sort of sponsors, I guess. I don't know. This is all weird.
How long ago was that?
Not long ago. We didn't really get our wherewithal until pretty recently. Past few weeks. But yeah, I knew they were here. I did some digging into their family. She sort of speaks a little lower, leaning in. They're a very old, sophisticated family, but they're not very savvy with the times, and they're hemorrhaging money. I still had a lot of access to. I mean, my family's very well off, so I sort of had to like strike a deal with them. Yeah, and they seem to keep to themselves, so it sort of worked out. It used to be a big deal. They're not really anymore. She seems sort of nervous saying. But yeah, they're terrible business people. So we cut a deal, and we got them to introduce us to the rest of you guys, so we can actually live our lives, unlives, whatever.
But you guys can't leave Lafayette Square?
I mean, I don't know. They keep a tight leash on things. Mostly familial. Doesn't seem like they're very comfortable or well versed in dealing with outsiders. I've given them a lot to sort of. Hopefully, I'll be able to. She looks to the other two. We'll be able to branch off on our own here soon. I think these guys. I've probably bought them another generation or two of maintaining their lifestyle. So hopefully that'll be enough. We don't really know what to do next, to be honest. The people who turned us, and I guess turned you, are nuts, for sure.
I mean, yeah, sounds like it.
And the whole idea of like, I don't know, I've had a lot of thoughts about this whole immortality thing and what to do with it. Doesn't seem like going to war against other vampires it doesn't appeal to me, let's say. So I don't know. We're just sort of hanging out right now. We're officially, I guess, introduced, they said, but they feel we still owe them quite a bit. So we're trying to just keep a low profile. We heard I mean, obviously crazy shit happened, and there's probably a lot more of us now, which I would love to actually help. Like, I know when we returned, I mean, what happened to you guys? If you weren't taken by them, how did you even make it this far? I wouldn't even know what to do if I was just left to my own devices with
It was
as this.
kind of crazy. You know Janitor Jim?
He is so sweet, yes, I do.
He got us out of there.
Yeah, turns out that dude was a vampire.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
Connor's like, I fucking knew it, dude. I've been saying that shit for years. And she's like, no, you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely haven't, Connor.
I want to be watching Miles while like this portion
I was
is
doing the
reveal.
same thing.
Miles is watching you right back. But yeah, Essie's like, I mean, so Jim helped you out?
Yeah, he was like...
Tracksuits and...
Yeah, he was like killing some of the other people who returned, and we convinced him not to kill us.
Oh,
so he
good.
took us, and he kind of mentored us for a while. But I mean, and so we just kind of fell into like kindred shit. But like, we haven't found out anything about fucking crazy shit about why the school turned us, or why those at the school turned us, or who they are, what they're about. It sounds like you guys know a lot more than we do. But essentially, that's like the long and short of it. Is Jim helped us out, and since then, we've just kind of been doing our own thing, kindred-wise, just trying to make whatever lives we could out of our situation.
I mean, you're further along than us then. Like I said, we were... And this is the first time Miles will speak up. We were selected. They saw something in us. I guess they didn't see in the rest of you. Didn't work out for him, though. And she's like, yeah, I mean, they were, like, straight up, like, grooming us to be the next, like, kindred overlords or whatever. But I guess they ran into more complications in their little globe-trotting than I thought. But best case scenario, they fucked off and died. Worst case scenario, they came back, and this last sort of bit, what just happened, seems a little bit like their MO. That's what we're worried about, is now they're back, and we are no longer waiting for their return as we were supposed to be.
Yeah. Sounds like they're looking for more proteges.
So their whole end game is just to like dominate humans.
Oh yeah, no, they have some ideas about like reclaiming what's ours, and like we, as what we are, should never be subservient to humans and this and that. And they full on, they explain what do they call it? The Masquerade, and like they plan on just shattering it and like letting the world deal with the consequences. They want people to know that their vampires are real, and not only are we real, but they are now in charge. Again, sounded great at the time until we spent enough time away from them to start thinking on our own. Now it seems insane.
I'm glad you
Everyone
got out.
thinks that it's insane. I'm looking at Miles still. This is the first time she's spoken in her.
Yeah. Miles is like, everyone.
Wow.
She's like, yeah, we all sort of helped each other out with this. I mean,
Yeah.
we all had their blood in us, which we understand is how they sort of get in your head. So we had to sort of help each other out, taking turns. There'd be times where only one of us at a time really had their own thoughts,
Yeah.
and they'd help the others.
I guess some of us become more human after we die.
I mean, that's an interesting thought. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot we can do with this besides wage war, you know? If you can live forever, why deal with petty shit? That's my thoughts, at least. We're all just trying to figure it out right now.
Well, that is some wild shit.
Agreed.
It's kind of just crazy to even just see you guys. I mean, we've run into like a handful of people from the school. It seems like a lot more people got turned, but just here and there, just some people. It's wild.
I mean, you guys seem to be doing okay, though? Yeah?
Apparently, we're doing
pretty good.
More than okay. This dude's like a baron.
Yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it at the rally, you guys quickly made something of yourselves, which is awesome, honestly. I actually thought about you guys a lot, wondering what would happen.
Does I see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've watched your socials. I watched Kaylee's.
Kaylee's she's doing, I guess, the best she can.
Which isn't very good. Do you keep up with her at all?
I don't know what to do because the more I involve mortals, for lack of a better term, right, humans, the more they're gonna get caught up in this.
I mean, that
It
makes
just
sense.
Doesn't
It
feel.
seems like a messy situation one way or another.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually super proud that you've been able to, like, strike out on your own. Like, you're a big deal.
I mean, I'm pretty proud that you're the one who got your head on straight. And I mean, Mackenzie, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I cried for you, but I just feel like, and blood tears start running for Evelyn, for Mackenzie. Like,
Yeah.
just
Mackenzie will immediately go over and just sort of.
and Evelyn will hug her back and sort of like, I can't imagine being there when that happened. That's.
Yeah. You see if some blood started leaking from Essie's eyes as well.
Yeah.
This counter just seems sort of uncomfortable.
It kind of glitz.
So what have you been doing? Connor says.
Selling
Made
drugs.
some cool
just
friends.
staring daggers at
Doing
everybody.
some of the, same old, same old.
Suck my dick.
Got
I
a
don't
new drug
trust
for
any of these
vampires.
people.
I told
Pretty
Jordan,
dope.
no
Dude,
matter how I act,
Heard rumors about that. Didn't get my hold of some, but
he's a dead man.
you got a hookup?
He's fucking
Yeah, I mean, I don't got any on me. Supply is a little low, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But
Turns out if you kill someone who is on drugs, you get a little bit of that.
yeah, no, I'm aware.
And you also don't
And-
have to kill
You don't have to
them
kill
either.
people when you
We're
drink.
vampires.
Yeah,
you
you
drink
don't
from
have to
them.
kill
You don't
them.
have to kill them.
You can like
He looks at Essie and Miles.
it's like fountain soda. Like you
You can stop.
Oh yeah, you mix them all?
No, what?
You can just get a little from each one. And
You
you don't
guys
have to
been
kill them.
killing every
You don't
person
have to,
you
like,
drink
destroy-
from?
Yeah, Essie started holding. He was like, wow.
I'll take her hand because she seems super fucked up about that.
Oh, this Miles just finishes his
Yeah.
glass.
If you keep doing that, you're gonna break the Masquerade, which will be bad for everyone.
Can-
Kind of like, whoa, I literally didn't know that. I mean, they told us you fucking. Yeah, I mean, there's no. I mean, I
And-
tried eating a lot.
And
And they
these-
kept telling me, like, no, you're just going to fucking puke it all up
No, you
again.
will
And I
puke
did
it up.
every time. Yeah.
That's true.
No,
But you
so-
can just take a sip, and if you
and it, like,
lick
helps.
the wound closest,
They don't have to die.
I haven't killed.
I'm not licking people, dude.
Well, if you want to not break the Masquerade, I
Bite
suggest
them.
you do.
And also,
Well, yeah, I clean up my mess. But, like,
But you don't.
you
have
don't seem like the kind that cleans up their mess. One.
they clean up my mess, but.
Yeah. I kind of look at Essie to get her reaction.
Yeah,
as-
she just seems confused. She's like, I've also wasn't aware of this. I mean, you drain someone.
These
You don't-
people haven't talked to you about this at all either.
I mean,
Is
It's
that
it's
the
gonna
only.
be
I mean, they
problem?
are feeding me and they gesture to the glasses. They give me this. I've
And
never.
that's how they teach you to defend things.
I mean, it
Really
helps. It pushes down the hunger a little bit, but I've yet to have it completely satisfied. How do you guys
I mean, you
satisfy
just-
your hunger?
you just
You
leave it.
don't.
Unless you kill,
Yeah.
and that's not.
If
You
more
can-
times you do that, you'll lose control of all your functions.
It's like,
The beast takes over. You'll not only endanger yourself, but probably go crazy on your own coterie.
I mean, yeah, I wish I didn't have to, but I didn't.
I
You
mean,
can
you
just
grow
don't.
up.
live with a little.
You
It
deal
is.
with pain
I mean, I
once.
like right.
it's like that old Rocky movie. You want a little bit of hunger to keep the fight going.
Counter now.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Or just
I mean, I've never even really considered stopping once I start drinking. You could just stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
lick the wound close and then you're done. I mean, if you don't want to lick, I guess that's fine. If you think that's weird,
If you're
it
not
just
into
That's
licking,
not
that
fine.
checks
That's breaking
out.
the Masquerade.
but
Hey, I'll lick.
Thank you.
If that's what you're implying. But not like that. What?
Which one? Hang on. Which
Nothing.
one are you
Very
implying? Because
tired.
I just mixed all my metaphors.
They said that him not licking checks out.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
hey, Al.
I was like, yeah, I mean, that sucks. Alright.
But yeah, sounds like you guys, those guys really did a number on you. Really left out some important things.
And it's a responsibility of all kindred society to make sure that we don't get each other killed.
Yes, he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we don't understand, the whole society aspect. It seems like we were indoctrinated by the worst of the worst, so we're trying to learn the
Yeah.
hard way now.
I mean, from like what you've told us about them, they don't fit in with the society here in St. Louis.
Oh,
And
no,
that's-
they made it clear that they're a whole different level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's dangerous for you now. And
that makes sense.
in order to thrive here, as we have to change your shit.
When she
And-
says that, I look at Miles.
And again, she's not looking at like she's just constantly she's threatening him. Like she's letting him know. Like,
Oh, he's soaking it up. Yeah.
yeah. She's just dead face at him the entire time. Like, and people that fuck shit up around here don't last very long. So you learn it, or you face the final death.
It's kind of sink or swim.
As they're saying this, you can see Connor's just sort of thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Essie seems a little upset by this.
Yeah,
but
I'll
realization
take
setting
Essie's
in.
hand. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
this is
she'll just have
probably-
your
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
the whole time.
I'll
She's
hold
just
it
sort of
because
looking
she's
down.
probably not.
I'm not directing it at her.
No, we know.
Like I'm saying the
As
words.
Miles is
everyone's
just
hearing.
twirling that little drop of blood in his glass. Look to you, Elijah. Are you gonna ask about Lily or?
Who?
She's in the room.
No, she's not.
Oh no, she's not. Just
No.
kidding.
I was waiting for everything to be done. Someone started the conversation first. But yes, how is she?
Good. Thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. I have nothing more to say to him.
How are you feeling about all that?
It's the world we live in. We lose people.
So you're fine with her being in our coterie?
I mean, it's not ideal. But
And then again, I guess if you break a toy and throw it away, you don't really get much of a say in what happens to it after. I mean, even your mom must have taught you that when she was still around.
yeah, it was a good lesson. Hard lesson, but learned.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
She's lucky I found her before more dangerous kindred did. That's how I like to look at it. Bright side of things.
No. Hero.
Not quite.
I know.
When was the last time you saw her?
Lily or his mom?
Lillian.
Okay. We talked about his mom, so I wasn't quite sure.
Saw her at the rally.
Before that, she was a sad sight. A far cry from that charismatic front woman I'd seen strolling the halls of our fine school. So sad that I was affected. I felt bad for her and decided to help. I mean, she hated you, man.
Hated. She still does, I'm sure.
I think it's more complicated than that, to be honest. She's a complicated woman once you get to know her. The way she tells it. And I'm interested in your side of the story, because I think she might be a little bit manipulative, you know. From her lips, when she needed
okay?
you most, you manipulated her.
I don't know who.
Tore down everything you and her had built together, left her in the dark. And the best part was, you said it was for her own good. I've used that line.
I actually meant it, though, unlike you.
We don't know that. I mean it. But that's what really pissed her off, that last bit. She doesn't like being told what to do. Or have her autonomy taken from her. Independent woman and all that. She had it in her head that the only way she could get a say in her own life, was to be one of us, a kindred. I guess she was aware of this, what was going on around her. But yeah, imagine being immortal, being aware of your mortality and knowing that wasn't the only option.
I'll stand up. This is all great. It's really good to see all of you. Most of you. I'll walk towards him, and I'll put a hand out.
Let me remind you of, we're not in my home or my place. This meeting took a lot of pull to set up. Were you to leave in a way they deemed rude or do anything to disrespect their hospitality, I have no control of what the de Rosiers will do to you.
No disrespect. This means a lot, but I have barren business to take care of, so.
Not at the moment. Your schedule's clear. I made sure of it. You're fine. Let's keep talking. No need to get emotional right now, Elijah. There's plenty of time for that later.
Jordan starts clinking her knives through her fingers as he says that there's it's no time.
That's perfect timing.
It's no time to get emotional because monks don't give a shit when it's time to get emotional. And as much as she doesn't give a shit about Elijah right now, she has her own beef with him, and so.
As he sort of grips your hand a little
I hold
closer,
it.
you see Connor sort of sit up, hands on his knees, taking.
I would.
Rest your muscles, Connor.
He's flexing his muscles a little bit. He doesn't want to rest them.
They don't last that long.
Jesus.
And Miles just sort of leans back a little bit. As I was saying.
I have nothing.
Well, you don't need nothing.
I'm not interested in anything you have to say.
Well,
so.
Show a little bit of
I did.
maturity, a little bit of respect.
I've stayed
Listen to what I have
quiet
to
this
say.
entire time.
And as soon as I start talking, you're getting upset. I think you'd like what I have to say.
Elijah, it took a lot of pull for him to get this meeting with us.
I forget he can't do meetings as easily
It
with.
took no
True.
permission for us.
I do pity. I pity.
We must give him
I'll
our
sit back
audience.
down.
Clicks
Please.
the knives.
She's right. How rude of me.
As I was saying, it seemed the only way she could get control, because as we see, you're very insistent on your way or nothing, was to be like you. Now I'm seeing why she thought that. Quite abrasive. If you're not getting your way. But you have that, you can get away with that now. You're kindred. She's mortal. Was. Of course, I'm not comfortable embracing someone. I don't think it's responsible. But I told her I knew someone who would.
So,
You. And she didn't react well to that when I first told her. But you know what? What else did she have to lose? So we made a deal. If I was able to get you to turn her, she would join us. She didn't think I could do it. She said, no, Elijah cares. He's so caught up in this. It's not worth it. It'd ruin your life, blah, blah, blah. I knew you still loved her, man. I know you got a deep heart. I believed in you more than she did. So, I didn't warn her. She might feel an attachment to you after all was said and done, but I have ways around that. She also told me about this thing you used to do, the whole forget thing. Cool trick. I know it too. Turns out if you give a kind your blood, you can actually teach them some of our more basic tricks. I taught her that one. We practiced and practiced and practiced. She seemed very keen on getting that one down. Wouldn't tell me why, but I could tell it'd be something good. So, she sipped my blood. I taught her how to make people forget. And I knew at the end of the night, you both would get what you wanted.
Is that it?
Hold on.
Is it it? Do you remember what happened that night?
You just explained that she did the cloud memory on me. So everything makes it's a good plan.
And
it was well done and well executed.
But you turned her?
Apparently I did.
Well, he did. You should have seen it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Swore he never would. But love finds a way.
It sure did.
She wasn't happy with me after, because of course I risked her life for this. If I couldn't read him, she would have died. I had her shot dead. And if Elijah wasn't so fucking predictable, that would have been it. I knew there was no risk in it, and there wasn't. You did exactly what I thought I would. Not necessarily the wrong thing to do either. You saved her. I think you did the right thing, personally. Again, not what I would do. I don't believe in bringing someone into this existence, but if there was someone I really cared about, maybe I'd think twice about it too.
What's Essie's face like during all this?
Pretty cold. She's just sort of looking at Miles. She doesn't seem too nearly as amused by this as he is.
So, does it seem like she's surprised? I can roll insight if you want me to.
More just, yeah, it seems like this is also her first time hearing the story. You can roll, you can give me a wits insight if you'd like.
I would love to. Just how hot I am?
Always gotta ask.
I do! Wits insight. 3.
So while she's not amused by this, and while at a glance it certainly seems like this isn't her first time hearing it, she doesn't seem quite as surprised as she should be.
I just give her hand a squeeze.
And she squeezes it back. Moral of the story is, we do what we need to do for love. That's what she thinks. Lily still thinks you love her. She thinks that's why you saved her. I might know you better than her, though. I think you did it out of guilt, whatever makes Elijah feel better about himself. Fuck the consequences, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think you have more in common with, the kindred than you'd like to believe. I mean, we're not human anymore. It is what it is. We're all going to have to make choices. We're all going to have to make adjustments. It seems some of us are adjusting better than others.
Some of us really are better than others.
So some of us were chosen to be the next generation of this, while others were left to die.
Yet we persevered, and now we're on top.
And that's why we're coming to you, humbly, asking for assistance. What's a young coterie to do in a time like this? What's me, Essie, Connor, and Lily, who unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening?
Shame.
It would be too hard on her to see you like this.
A shame, really.
What's next? You, despite your lack of direction when we knew each other in our old lives, these new lives seem to fit you guys better. We're just looking for advice. Unless he just sort of looks at him. I mean, yeah, essentially. We're kind of lost in all of this. I don't think I want to be stuck under this family indefinitely. So how did you guys do it?
It was sink or swim, so we just swam. We made deals.
Yeah, I gotta say, part of making deals and stuff typically doesn't start with manipulating someone into turning somebody. So I'd say, good luck. Seems like you guys have picked a horse. Hopefully it performs well. But we've just been winging it. So
I
have
think
fun.
Miles got caught up in his newfound abilities and winged it in the wrong direction.
I'm,
But hopefully we're not so far gone to where we can't have a bit of readjustment. You had Jim, a sweetheart, showing you the ropes. It seems like we had the worst of the worst, putting it in our heads that we could do whatever the hell we wanted. She looks at Miles. We're slowly learning that's not the case. While I would love to continue being indebted to older, stranger vampires, it was my idea to get a hold of you lot. Not that I would,
Yeah.
this is Essie. Not that I was particularly close with all of you, but you knew me. And you know I don't have any bad intentions in this. We've been misguided. We've been manipulated. Look, smiles again. There's a better way. I'm sure of it. We haven't seen it yet, but I would rather jump at any opportunity. Seeing you guys at that event was sort of a breath of fresh air.
Seeing as she is portraying a honest character, I would like to scry the soul.
Sure.
There you go.
It's a rouse check, first of all.
I get hungrier by one.
I would ask, just mostly feigning ignorance, but just saying while she does that. So what do you know? Do you know about the clans? Do you know what you are?
Resolve this roll real quick. Give me an intelligence aspects.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking A.
That's a lot.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
The Seer of St.
Not
Louis
fucking around.
sees all.
I'm not fucking around.
The Eye of Sorrow.
Describing the soul of Essie.
Yes.
Emotional state. Essie is very calm despite her demeanor,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
seems to be expertly crafted to be different than what her true emotional state is. Can't get much on a resonance necessarily. Obviously, she is a vampire.
What?
No.
Influence of blood sorcery.
That is it.
She's not under the influence of blood sorcery.
Okay.
and,
That's good to know.
she
Well,
has committed
that means a lot.
diablerie.
That
Well, we
means
figured that one out.
That's
what that means.
Yeah. the
Okay.
hands on the back.
That's what that means. Okay.
You didn't get a crit, so that's all you know.
I did get a crit. I did get a critical
Diablerize
success.
someone.
You got a critical on this?
Yeah.
Did you
Sorry.
get 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2. I got 3,
Yeah.
but I got 2.
You
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Sorry.
So they're not doing themselves right now. Well, I guess it could be. But...
We don't know.
Well, that tells me a lot. There.
Nailed it.
Killing it. Miles seems himself.
Yeah.
With a critical, you can tell a bit of additional information that your Malkavian mind can see. She's still blood bonded.
Yeah, she is.
With that information, yeah. You were asking about.
The clans, if she knew.
Yeah. She said, yeah, we've been like informed about like we were given like a vampire boot camp essentially. We know all the information. Like I said, we needed
Except for the
to
part about not killing people.
know our enemy. I mean, humans weren't presented as our enemy as much as food.
Mm-hmm.
We all know from media. I mean, vampires have to drink people. That's what it was. It certainly felt natural. I will have to exercise restraint. I tried to do before. It's hard. Kudos to you for being able to do it, but I can do. I can do that too.
I squeeze her hand.
Ew.
Because I don't know. That
Yeah,
she's still
so
blood
just
bound.
continue just holding your hand up, and you can feel her hand is not cold. It's warmth. It's comforting.
She has blush, presumably. Okay. So do you know what clans you are then?
I had a
I'm
boot camp.
Toreador. Connor holds up a hand. 2 claws come out. Gangrel, baby.
You're not a king. Okay.
You were bit by the same one, right?
Yeah,
Do it.
I can't do that.
Shit. Embarrassing. Miles goes, Lily is Gruha?
Correct.
That's what Mackenzie was.
I kind of smile at that. Knowing that that's a little bit fitting for her.
So that must make Miles. I'm trying to think of the asshole clan. What is it again?
Venture.
It's pronounced, as you see shadowy tentacles rise above him, La Sombra.
I remember those, yeah.
Aww.
Interesting.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Is that the one that Jim told me doesn't have a reflection? Or no, which one was that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just for Evelyn to know.
She says that the tentacles not only are rising above him, but his is the sort of shadow that's leaking out, dripping from below the couch, across the ground, slowly leaking towards each of you.
I pick my toes up.
So you watches, eyes flinting from you two. Connor looking to him.
Is this how you ask for help?
It's a show of force, Elijah.
Sorry. Had no idea.
And that is where we'll call this episode.
Oh,
So, that was episode 2 of season 4 of Taste of Youth, as we've come full circle for those of you who happen to catch our 14-hour prologue.
And I'm sorry for you. You aren't one of them.
The
If you
high
want thank
schoolers
you.
are back. This is going to be interesting.
We hate
I'm
them more
excited
than
for this.
any undead.
Yes, but they are undead. So yeah, that's it for
So
us.
nice, guys.
We're on all the socials. Those will be in there. We're about to do an after show, which are always my favorite part, which is on our
you just
Patreon if
yell
you're
a lot.
so inclined. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for us. Let's jump into their after
Yeah,
show.
I need to pee. Hurry up.
That's also on our Patreon.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's misleading.
That's every Taste of Youth. Bye.